The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Damn!
All right, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday night. The time is shortly after 8:30, and we are back for some weird, wacky stuff. Thank you. All right, hey, I want to let's welcome everyone to the chat. Joe, welcome to the show.
Good night, good night. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, Kevin Fetterman.
Krelba, welcome to the show.
Yo.
And Matthew.
Hello, everybody.
Gentlemen, I literally just got home. I ran out to go see a local band called Rocksteady, which does they're a Bad Company cover band. They were playing a couple of towns over, and I met a buddy of mine over there, and we went and saw this band. It's very interesting. You know what's so funny to me, and it's the problem I find with so many bands. These guitar players are playing like they're playing in Judas Priest 1983. There's so much distortion coming out of these amps. One guy had a dual rectifier, version 1, the 2-channel. The other guy, I think it was a JCM 800 2210. It looked like the 2-channel. From a distance, it didn't look like it had the amount of knobs that would be the 2203, but I could see it said JCM 800. So I'm pretty sure it was a 2210. Both guys distorted to the nines. Playing Bad Company.
That's not right.
It is not right. And both guys playing less. One guy played a Les Paul. The other guy was playing an SG. So these humbucking pickups, and just like, you know, they're playing the opening chords to Can't Get Enough. And honestly, I'm like, this could be a Slayer version right now. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It was unbelievable. And at one point, I was like,
Rain and Blood.
You know what it is with a lot of guitar players? Crunch and edge of breakup is right out the fucking door. It's all balls to the wall.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It should have been like that tone of like the amp barely breaking up. When you hear those Bad Company songs, I mean, that's like 74, so they probably recorded it early 74 or late 73.
Well, that was before people started really using distortion pedals and shit. I mean, there was like fuzz pedals and stuff, but they weren't using like,
Well, they weren't. Nobody was using distortion then. They were using. Some guys were using like Queen and Sabbath were using treble boosters.
Yeah,
just slamming the front.
But like Hendrix and Page used like fuzz pedals.
Yeah, they used fuzz. Yeah, but this isn't even fuzz. This is like.
Well, I know that's what I'm saying though. When they recorded that Bad Company album, they didn't have that sound, No. But, it's ridiculous.
And you can hear like the guitars are clean, really, with just a little bit of breakup on them. They're really nice sounds. I mean, I always like them.
Yeah, you get a little bit of breakup, and then you get the rest of it by turning the amp up, and that gives it more presence.
Yeah, so it was just, and also because you guys know, like the more distortion you put on a circuit or you put in on an amplifier, it compresses. And so now
Gets
it's
lost
harder
in
to
the
come
mix.
through in the mix, unless, you know what I mean? Now you're not like so noticeable in the mix until the sound guy wakes up and he's like, geez, I got to push these guys to the front because you can't even hear them. They're so compressed. That's what was going on in the beginning. I was like,
You know,
this
it's
is
funny
ridiculous.
though. If you have two guitar players and they're just distorted all to hell, and they're slightly the least bit out of tune, right? It sounds like a swarm of bees coming at you. It's like,
But I mean, they were more distorted than the guitar in You Got Another Thing Coming.
really?
I'm telling you, it was like a high gain. I was looking around going, am I the only one here thinking this sounds like, you know, and then they played a couple of mellow tunes, even like they played In the Silver, Blue, and Gold. And it was like, what is with all this gain?
Yeah.
Anyways, I just
maybe
thought it was interesting.
I don't know.
It's a cover for bad technique.
Yeah.
If you're going to
Yeah,
be
but-
in a bad company cover band and your pedal board has an HM2 on it, you're pedal boarding wrong.
Yeah. Well, these guys weren't even using boards. They were just playing literally half stacks. One guy had a 1960, I mean, probably the same cabinets because one had a 1960A, the other one had a 1960B cab. And one was playing a dual rectifier version 1, the other one the 2210. But either way, I was just like, this is way too much gain for this. And people don't really concentrate on trying to sound like I mean, if you're in a tribute band, don't you want to sound like the record?
That should be the what you aspire to. Yes.
Yeah, there's a difference between cover band just playing covers and being a tribute band.
Yeah, you should try to duplicate the sound of that band. Not, you know, I can
It
see
was
it. if
so
you-
I'm standing like on a hill and there's like a rock behind me, so I'm kind of leaning on it, not blocking anybody. And I can look down and I see this dude sitting there air drumming every song. About 5 or 6 songs in, I finally say to a group of people that are talking near me, I'm like, how are you guys even having a conversation? And they thought I was going to talk about like them being rude with the band. And I'm like, when this guy's air drumming the whole set, they were like, what? And the guy, like, everyone looked at him and the guy's just like keeps playing while he's waving. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is
drumming bad company. What was that?
Oh Jesus!
that's there's nothing really spectacular. in
Yeah,
it.
you know, funny thing about the vintage modern, Ricky, is it's very capable of having a great high enough gain sound, but it definitely can do the plexi sound that everyone seeks after because the signal runs in parallel in that amp, which is very unique to that amp and makes it what I consider to be one of the more sought after amps. Mr. Page was genius for Free in the Firm. I don't know. He had anything to do with
yeah.
Free.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Paul Rogers.
Yeah. And they were all young kids in that band when they were recording that stuff.
How was the singer?
The singer was good. I just thought the singer was like, you know, like are you guys familiar in the pepper world, the chili pepper world, like where they have like the ghost pepper and then someone cross-pollinated and made a Carolina Reaper. Now there's a chocolate Carolina Reaper that's like even this would be if we cross-pollinated Paul Rogers with Sweet Polly Purebred. There was something not bluesy enough about the singer's voice. You know what I mean? The singer's voice wasn't bluesy enough. But it was still a good voice and he still sounded good singing the songs, but it was like if Paul Rogers had sex with Sweet Polly Purebred from Underdog and then she had a baby and that became the singer of Bad Company, that's the singer that I saw tonight.
No need to fear. Underdog is here.
I'm not so much here. They're asking about 900 for the head. I think I've seen them as low as 700. So I don't think the vintage modern's that crazy, considering it was being before COVID, it was really selling low. People were trying to dump it. And I think you can get them pretty low still. Not terribly low, but $700 for a 2006, 2010, whenever that thing stopped being made. It's really not that bad of a price. Considering the version 1 of the dual rectifier is super expensive, and some of these Marshalls are just crazy in price. But what kind of acoustic guitar was I playing Saturday? That's my main acoustic. It's a Takamine 740 FS. It's a Japanese-made Takamine. I've been playing it at every show. Yeah, older metal, the gain is not that crazy. I mean, even like I say, I hold the standard as for metal with that Marshall tone when I'm talking about I think of Judas Priest, and I think of that how when British Steel came out, it was like that's a Marshall amp, like clear as day. Even though they were Marshalls before that, they were really not recorded well, I should say. But, listen to a song like Rapid Fire or Living After Midnight. To me, that's like and there's some gain on it, but it's definitely more power than gain. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean retubed? I mean, tubes cost you what? They're not, tubes are easy to change. But I don't know. It's a very interesting amp if you guys aren't familiar with the vintage modern. I'll do a video on it at some point, but I think it's a really cool amp. And if I posted, I'm selling 2 guitars that I never play on Facebook Marketplace. And I was like, if you have a vintage modern, we could talk part of a trade.
Which ones are you selling?
Both of my Fender Deluxe V Strats, only because they have the 1 5/8 nut, and people who like that Fender nut love it. But everything else I have is 1 3/4, and that's where I like. So I'm not really going to play. This here is 1 3/4, and I like that wide nut.
Yeah,
that's just where I like it. And I just don't play it because of it. And also, these ones I have the scalloping on. This, it's like, and I'm like, this one, the black one, my yellow one, what other Strat do I need? You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. And then I have my, my other one with a humbucker. And then I have my, 2 more with a humbucker. And then my Gary Kramer prototype made in Korea Strat. So I have way too many Strats to begin with. I have 4 tellies. 10 guitars is enough. I think I have 12, so let me dump these 2.
You ever see a video or a picture of Engve's studio where he's got literally like 100 vintage Strats and they're just laying on top of each other, and every time I'm like,
there was a video a long time ago of him like going into a little guitar shop somewhere in Europe or something.
And he's
I saw that,
and he just throws the case into the backseat of the car.
Yeah. That's
damn
also one.
I don't want to hear no bullshit about the fucking tax. Fuck the tax.
Got no tax.
No tax.
Yeah, what a douche.
Yeah, classic. But I mean, for him, those are collector's pieces, and that to me, the way he plays them and the way they're obviously worth more now that he's owned it and whatnot. But as a player, I don't need all that. But anyway, so that's so I was looking to see if there was something out there with a vintage modern. I would definitely be.
Have you sold stuff on Facebook Marketplace before?
Oh yeah.
Is it fairly?
It's easy because you could see who it is. It's better than Craigslist because you could see who the person is, and more of the times than not, their friends are friends of yours, so they're trustworthy right coming out of the gate.
Right. I've never listed anything on there. Is it like eBay? You just kind of go there and put your pictures on it.
No, it's like Craigslist basically, but
it's like Craigslist. They don't take any piece. You just post it. People message you. They're like, "Can I come check it out?" Yeah, come over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what you do is you select groups that like you'll have local towns around you, like so and so, like a Pasco yard sale or
right,
a Burville yard sale or whatever.
Oh, I think it's the best way to sell.
Yeah,
it's better than Reverb even.
All right.
I actually sold an acoustic on Craigslist years ago.
Yeah.
I got lucky. No nut job showed up. It was a nice young guy,
I
firefighter.
sold a few things on Craigslist.
Yeah. Yeah, Craigslist is fine. I'm just thinking, but Facebook Marketplace is even better because also they could see you and see who you are and be like, oh, this guy, look, takes care of his stuff and he's posted other gear and he's in this group and he knows this guy.
I've never sold or bought anything off Craigslist.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
I've done
really?
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my this Marshall here, the DSL from Craigslist. Got a great deal on it, $400. Yeah,
I love when
yeah,
they
it's a
do
good thing.
on YouTube and they meet the person in the parking lot of like a Walmart. That's not going to stop you from getting killed. There's probably
Right.
5 people around you getting killed while you're meeting this person to buy the amp.
Well, they don't want, some people are nervous. They don't want someone to know, well, you can come back to this address. You know, that's why I like Facebook because you know who it is and you can see who it is.
Yeah.
No, that's only in, that's in Canada, Cheech. We don't have that here. Kijiji. Let me ask you guys a question. What color is my shirt?
It
kinda
looks
like a-
orange.
Reddish orange, yeah.
Probably orange.
It's as red as it can be. And this is black. But the reason I'm asking is I was thinking about picking up a different, they make a newer version of my webcam. And one guy was like, well, the color's a little bit better on it. But this looks like orange to me. But see, let me put it here this way. It's about as red as that Devo hat. And the Devo hat looks red, right?
It looks redder. Yes,
Looks a little, it looks darker, but a little orange. But I know what that Devo hat looks like in real life.
Yeah, it's red.
What kind of phone do you have?
Phone? I have a Samsung Galaxy Note 20.
That might be the best camera. Like I use.
I know. Yeah, I know you can. And I've thought about it. I have a gimbal. I probably could, but I have the Kaio from Razer. And it's pretty good, but they make a Kaio Pro and I can't change. I don't know why in webcams you can't go in and dial in the color better. This is the closest to red I could get it, Johnny. I just thought it was weird because I'm like, this thing's a red shirt. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I'm in orange. Look like a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Love you, pumpkin. What was that from? The Pick of Destiny?
That was
Kyle Gass, when his mother signed his check, love you, pumpkin, he goes, here's the royalty check. Why does it say love you, pumpkin? That movie's great.
That is a great fucking movie.
Have you guys seen any movies? Have you guys seen or anything? What are you guys watching on YouTube?
I watched the movie last night before going to bed. I kind of wish I had just gone to bed. It was okay. It was the last Insidious movie, Insidious Red Door or something like that.
I think I've seen the first 2.
Yeah, it was all right. I'm never really a big fan of the Insidious movies, so
Yeah, I haven't watched any movies, but I did watch what was it on HBO Max, which is just Max now. It's a series called The Royal Gemstones. Sorry, dogs. It's Danny McBride. You know, he did Eastbound and Down.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
All that shit. It's his creation, and it's pretty damn funny. So it's just finished up. They had the 3rd season.
Yeah.
So I finished that up.
I've been watching, just to say this, Krell, have you been watching any movies at all?
Not lately, no.
So I've been watching this guy. His name on YouTube is John Wolfe. Wolfe is Wolfe. He plays a lot of games, and he plays a lot of like horror games, and he talks through them. But he also went to the TikTok. I think I sent it to you, Joe. He goes through TikTok, like the paranormal videos that are on TikTok, and makes fun of them. And he's hilarious because he's like, there's one where there's a doll, and the guy's like, he's like, wait, why did you start filming? The noises came after you woke up and turned on the camera.
Yeah, I've seen that one with that stupid fucking doll. Because
The
you know what
doll
happens?
Jeffrey. The doll Jeffrey. But then he's like, the doll, he goes, why aren't you opening that door more? oh, you don't want us to see what's on the left of Jeffrey, your buddy hanging out? And then he goes, oh, now there's noises from the stairs. And he turns around and he's like, why are you turning around? So your buddy can turn the doll's head towards you. And then he
go
turns
right back in
the
doll's head. Yeah.
He's like, I saw that one coming. But I'll tell you, it's a great fucking 20 minutes of laughing because this guy's very funny. But he's watching the video and the guy's like, I just woke up and turned my camera on. He's like, well, why don't you start painting that wall? What's going on with this house? Your house needs a paint.
Yeah, the guy literally looks like he's in a Resident Evil house.
Now, what's the guy's name? John Wolfe?
John Wolfe. But he goes to the camera and he catches the side of the door and he goes, seriously, am I going to have to go out of this house to paint it? How do you live here? It's hysterical. But he makes fun of things like where, hey, Janice, where these people are like they're paranormalists and they go to this house and something moves in the house and they're all panicking. He's like, isn't this the job you guys want?
Right.
Isn't this what you guys came to do?
That's what you signed up for.
Yeah, right. Why are you running away? What the fuck?
And then he's like, the neighbor comes over. And it's like, the neighbor that lives next door doesn't hear noises, but the one over it does. He goes, why is he speaking for the other? It was just, the guy is he points out everything like a second before you could think of it. He's thinking like, what the, he just nails shit.
Yeah, but how do you know that he didn't already watch it and then come up with his comments and then?
Oh, he could have.
Sure he did. That doesn't disqualify
he could have. But the point is he's showing people how and why it's fake.
Right.
Because he's like this guy's like, I'm just laying in bed. And he's like, and you thought you'd make content for a TikTok video. You know, because they're posting it on TikTok. So everything's like, he looks at like the more absurd. And then he's like, why did you turn so fast? You know what I like to turn fast when I'm making videos? Because I can hide a cut in a turn. And then he slows it down. He's like, well, that frame seems oddly off. Like we're in a new cut now. And so he shows where the cuts are. He's like, yeah, I've been doing this too long. But he's very funny. Slightly effeminate, but I enjoy that aspect of him. Because he just doesn't care. You know, he's just like, wait a minute.
It sounds like he talks like the guy who does the honey badger thing.
It's not as obvious as that, but it's like, you know, and he's like the guy he's so afraid of this doll and he's been filming the doll and he's so afraid of it, he's going to put it in his basement. And the guy's like, if you're that afraid of the doll, give it a ride to the local dump.
Yeah.
Throw it out.
Came back.
Burn it.
Right.
But the best thing is, first of all, let's point out about Jeffrey the doll. It's a Harlequin kind of clown looking doll, but the doll is literally as big as Matt. It's a fucking full human sized doll. And the best
it's as big as a child.
There's one thing he didn't point out that actually someone in his chat pointed out when he was reading comments. When he moved it into the basement, he put his camera to watch the doll on top of a moving heater. Why would a fucking doll need a heater? Why would you know how much expensive that shit is?
Yeah. I did not.
And of course the heater goes this way, which gives you just enough time to turn that doll.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just message real quick. I don't know why he's hold on.
We interrupt this program.
No, I don't know why he's calling me twice. I threw him a voicemail and he called me again and I said I'm live.
I hope nothing bad's going on.
I can tell you're live. You're texting me back.
There's a few of the paranormal channels on YouTube that I can't stand. And if you even mention them in videos like saying that's bullshit, their lawyers are right at you.
Oh, they're like Scientologists.
Is my mic on? Yeah, okay.
No, they're not Scientology. Bullshit.
Yeah, go ahead. They have the lawyers come after you. Friggin', you can criticize whatever the hell they do. Until they can prove a ghost is real. Burden of proof is on them.
Did you bullshit last week? Did you try to bullshit last week?
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Anything B. Arthur's in.
So Hanoi.
I am a
Bomb, yeah.
stand-up philosopher. A what?
Oh,
A
bullshit artist.
a bullshit artist.
Jimmy Church is a crooked scumbag. Who's Jimmy Church?
In church.
Who the fuck is Jimmy Church? Hey, Janice.
Why? And it sounds familiar.
Who said what? Where is that? Oh,
On
please.
AI.
AI can kiss my fucking ass. They had us training on an AI program today. And I said to my supervisor, because we had a one-on-one, and I said, what is that thing? Well, you keep it open. I says, oh, great. So then all the agents are typing into this thing, and it's learning how to be a fucking agent. He goes, I didn't think about that. Ugh. You're teaching your fucking replacement, your overlord, artificial intelligent replacement, how to do your job.
Jimmy used to host Coast to Coast. Oh, I thought wasn't it George Noring? I thought it was George Noring.
No, Coast to Coast is a different guy. I think he passed
Well,
away.
it used to be Coast to Coast was Art Bell.
Art Bell, yeah.
Right, and then he got replaced with, I thought it was George Noring. I didn't know Jimmy Church. I never heard of him.
AI is no joke. It's nothing to fuck around with.
Yeah. Y-Files talks about it. Y-Files.
Yeah, that was a good episode. That was
I really
the AI.
like that. Oh, he was the co-host occasionally. Cheech. Yeah, I wasn't that much. Yeah, George Norrie. Okay, good.
Well, you guys know that's why the Writers Guild and the Screen Actors Guild are on strike right now.
Why is that?
Because of AI. They're trying to replace everybody. It's like, now they have Chat GPT. They can write scripts, just like that. And then they're starting to, replace people's faces with other shit or put other people's faces on shit.
Voiceovers too.
It's like, they can make people look, completely younger, which they did on that show I just told you about. They took John Goodman and made him look, like 30 years.
Yeah.
But
they make Dave, not just Corey Chase, get stuck in the washing machine. They could even have John Wayne get stuck in the washing machine.
But they can't tell you who was the better singer in Black Sabbath. They will tell you that's an opinion question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And opinion questions go to our financier, Lou Brockman. No, so Y-Files. Let me tell you what I'm really sick of with the Y-Files. Even though I think he has an awesome channel, my problem with the Y-Files is he says everything as if it's true, and then at the end he's going to say, "Well, now let me backpedal the whole episode to tell you that this wasn't true and this wasn't true."
You fucking hit the nail on the head.
Well, I always thought that was the charm of it. It's he brings people in thinking everything's true, and then
here's my problem with
makes
that.
you feel like an idiot.
Because my friend sends me the videos all the time, and I said, I love this guy. I said, but if it's a 30-minute episode, it's 25 minutes of why it's true, and then he just debunks a few things and says it's not true. But I'm like, what about those other 15 fucking things you said were true that you haven't debunked and still make sense?
Do you remember which one it might have been?
I'm the fucking moon, the moon landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never went and debunked the Kuiper belt, the Van Allen belt.
Right.
He which is still true.
He gives a scientific
what
fact.
They say,
you can't go past it. Then he shows all those videos that someone else that's been on Instagram now. Yeah, we've never left lower space. 15 different official NASA things. Yeah, that's as far as we're able to go.
No, what they say about the Van Allen belt is that, Van Allen belt is based on the magnetic field. And thing is that if you go through the magnetic field, that's where the Van Allen belt is. Now, if it's through where they come and meet, there's like an open area where the radiation isn't as prevalent. And that's what they say.
Krell, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Didn't you ever read Fantastic Four? Do you see what the fuck will happen if you go into them cosmic rays?
Exactly.
They ain't got the shielding for that yet.
You get a thing, a rubber band man, an invisible girl, and some flamer.
Anyways, the other thing about his channel, and I do enjoy his channel, but like a lot of it, is going to be debunked.
Yeah.
A lot of it. And because And not because you think that way, but just because you know the show. He makes it obvious.
Yeah, well,
so
once you know the show, yeah.
You'll learn the pattern. And so like when he did the kids at the school that saw the UFO, and he building up the story about these kids that saw the UFO, and then it's like, well, then they find out like these stories weren't matching at all, and everyone had a different story, and it was all different. And it was just like, well, why don't we just start with that? Like, why can't we like just go and piece it together and take the actual information and then decide if there was something to be. But when he takes you up and then down and then tries to get you back to the middle, it's like, you know what? I feel like you wasted my time.
Yes. Yes.
That's how I feel.
I actually.
So when I see videos of his over 40 minutes, I'm like, I'm going to watch this in fast forward motion. And I'm like, watch the intro. I hear Hecklefish say a few jokes, and I'm flying all the way to the end.
Hecklefish is the best part of the episode. Yeah. Every time.
Now the AI episode wasn't really. The AI episode wasn't really that stark of a difference between the beginning and end, because basically, you know, he went to a whole spiel about how AI was going to take over, and it's like, well, how do I know this? AI. This is the story AI told. How it's going to take over.
Yeah, but he's got a great channel.
Love it.
I do like his channel. I just wish, and like when he did the pyramids, I thought that was a great one. In fact, I think that's my favorite episode. Is the it's called what Tesla knew about the pyramids. I thought was a great video, because to this day, the head of Boston University's archaeological department, he back in 91 said that the Egyptians didn't build these, that they were built 12 or 13,000 years ago. And now it's how many years later? 30 something years, 31 years later, whatever. And people are saying now, finally, the scientific community is saying, yeah, this guy was right.
Mm-hmm.
That they're way too old.
Usually it's the one stick in the mud that has the answer right.
They don't know who built it, right?
They think whatever civilization was there got wiped out. But the actual reason well, first of all, they can prove that it's been there a certain amount of time just from the wear and the water wear on the base of the pyramids. And the more they dig and figure out where things are and how they lay, they're like, no, this is way older than, because this event happened 8,000 years ago and that would have done this to it. So they figured that it puts it between 12 and 13,000 years ago. And
they just decided to take them over and put their mummies in there, right?
Yes. That's exactly what they did. They
fuck the capacitors. We're going to store
because it was actually the stones that we used, the way the rooms were separated, it was originally used to try to generate electricity. And it was from they say, whoever the hell it was had could pinpoint accuracy that each one points to a fucking star in Orion's belt. Pinpoint accuracy. Each one points to perfect north. Just shit that the Egyptians wouldn't have had any ability to do or any idea or even move this stuff.
So they just came along and said, hey, this looks like a cool place to stash our mummies.
Look at this place. And there's been theories.
People here.
There's been theories about the Sphinx. That the face of the Sphinx, that the Egyptians went and recarved the face like a pharaoh, but originally it was like an animal face or something, whatever the civilization that was there before. But they were there about 5,000 or 6,000 years before. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, the Giza power plant theory, yes. And again, it's because these theories come because the scientists, the archaeologists that are digging it up are saying, well, this only makes sense for this. This would not make sense to use it for this. And the stone and stuff have wear from physical events that would have happened well before they were built.
So it sounds like it was probably better, more inhabitable back then, and it had water and shit around it. And then
yes,
and then they probably like got blown out by a sandstorm, and that was the end of them.
Well, there was some big event that happened.
Yeah.
They claim that probably happened, but yeah, there was water there.
Yeah.
And they know that there was water there, and that water would have been there more like 13,000 years ago.
Yeah, the base of the Sphinx has erosion on it.
Yeah, water erosion in a desert.
Now, it makes you wonder that too, though. It's like, how would you build that shit in the water?
Well, that's the point.
Probably
These
near the
people were
water.
far advanced.
So they built these near the water, then the water crept up around them. Is that what they're saying?
And then receded.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
There was a giant flood. It's always a big flood, isn't it?
Well, and that's how they got the stones there. They floated them.
No, they're not sure how they moved them around. They know they moved them at least 500 miles of stone or something like that. Crazy.
Right. Which you would have probably floated them, and they would have got some kind of
Tractor trailers. They were advanced.
Maybe. But either way, it's an interesting concept. Here's my concept on it. We don't know a damn thing. We don't know anything. We put a telescope up in space not too long ago called the James Webb Telescope. Now scientists are saying, whoops, maybe the universe is 26 billion years old. 26 billion? You were only off by 100%? That's what they're saying. We may have had it wrong. It might be 26 billion years old. McFly, hello. My whole life, 13 billion years.
Getting back to moving stones. There's something on YouTube where one guy, he rebuilt the creation of Stonehenge.
I know that. Yeah,
pillars and stuff by
but
himself.
he did it. But he did it by himself. But the problem with doing the pyramids was there was many different types of stones used, and some are like 500 miles away, and no one's rolling a fucking 500 ton fucking piece of stone on a log for 500 miles.
This is a big hill.
Not without hitchhiking. But honestly, when you think about it, though, have you guys seen with this James Webb Telescope, they're looking up in space and they see 6 galaxies where there shouldn't be.
Well, where they didn't think there was.
Well, who says shouldn't? Who says
the
shouldn't?
scientists, because they believe that's where the universe formed. And when we go look back in a telescope, technically we're looking back in time. And we're seeing a snapshot of light traveling all that way. So we're looking at a snapshot of time. And when you go and you're looking at a snapshot of time, it's, think of it on a much smaller scale. You see lightning.
Yep.
Right? Now you're going to wait a little bit and hear the thunder. You're going to wait it on the thunder. And you're going to wait. And that'll tell you how close the lightning is. Because lightning, you see, no matter what, if it's in front of you, 30 miles away, it still looks bright and light at the sky. Happens in real time. How light travels so fast.
When we look up at the sky, we're just seeing the light that existed so many thousands of years ago, millions of years ago, depending on how far it is.
However long it takes for that light to arrive.
186,000 miles per second. So it's like...
Right, and if something's 13 light years away...
Yep.
So that would be... so that's what's going on. So when you look and you see this...
So if it's 186,000 miles a second, that's how many seconds in a year, and that's a light year. So
yeah, we're not doing the math. We're just going to talk dummy talk. It's a long fucking time. But anyways, these guys looked in the telescope, and they see 6 galaxies, and now every scientist is scratching his balls saying, whoops, something's not right in our theory. Which tells us, guys, we don't know anything. Let me tell you what is something I know. Don't get the jab. Thank you, folks. I'm here all week. That's all you need to know. Listen, if somebody keeps... Look, when they're hammering with you on commercials, get the shingles shot. You should get this shot. Get this shot.
Pneumococcal pneumonia.
Oh, I'm in danger of getting pneumococcal pneumonia. I'm in danger of being a fucking moron because I'm getting 900 different companies wanting to stick a needle in me and give me a shot. A shot of not one of them has the shot that I want. Give me pure testosterone. I'll take it. Seriously, when you're sitting there like, oh, I'm in risk of pneumococcal. I'm getting the shingles shot. You are all fucking sheep. Then there's this one woman. My name is Helen. I've been working for the fire department in New York for 30 years.
Oh, that motherfucker.
You guys know the commercial?
Yeah.
I have pain in my back, my legs, and my dick. Wait, I thought you said your name was Helen. And now I'm taking this pill and it gets the pain away. You know what else will get the pain away? Stop stuffing broccoli in your face. Get off the veg. We are eating such garbage, and then all they're trying to do is fucking, there's a pill for everything. I can't sleep at night. You know what you can do when you can sleep at night? Stop eating the crap. Put the drink down, clean your body, get yourself into a gym. You'll feel good. You'll get in a bed and you're going to be like, oh my God, all these endorphins. I'm sleeping.
Just smoke a fatty.
I can't stay. But let me put it to you this way. Gabba do. Let me say this. I get in the bed. I get in the bed last night. I put on my TV. I'm like, I'm going to flick on. I watched a couple of John Wolfe videos, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch Columbo and get to sleep.
I knew Columbo was going to be in there somewhere.
So I go to click Columbo. I turn on the episode, and it's the very beginning of the Patrick McGowan at the military camp from Dawn's Early Light.
You have one of quality for a change.
I'm like, I'm never going to make it to one of quality. I close my eyes the second it comes on. I'm listening to the guy, ripping on the guy who owns the camp. And all of a sudden, boom, I'm out. I can't even stay awake 5 minutes.
That episode comes out. I got to get up and watch it.
You found the commercial?
That's it.
My name is Helen. I've been working for 30 years as a fire department. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Johnny Kramer for the win. The Giza power plant is what supplies the proper electricity to my board.
Could picture that. You have your board, you have these little pyramids there.
You guys read any rock bios lately? No, I have. Matt, I think, is more of the reader in the group. Matt, have you read anything lately? Any rock bios?
Yeah. I just finished up Tone Chaser, which is
Steve Rosen.
Steve Rosen, yeah. It's a long book. It's almost 600 pages. But then I also read another Eddie biography called. There's actually two out called Eruption. I've got them both, but this one was by.
What's that picture of?
It's Eddie Van Halen in a pair of slacks. It is the most odd picture.
Oh, is that one? I think I saw that one. They said it's the last picture that was taken.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what the hell are they going? Let me see.
It's all washed out in.
No, I know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send it to my email right now. Email.
If you want to see some really sad pictures of him, he went to a Tool concert with his son shortly before he passed, and there's pictures of him. And man, whatever medication they had him on, it was thrashing him, man. I mean, he looks like his eyes are bulging out, and he's all kind of like, like distended gut and like chubby face, and it just
really
did not look good there at the end.
All right, let's go to this picture. Let's see if I can share this picture. Hold on. Present share screen. Where is it? Chrome tab.
I just bought one on Gary Moore though. The biography.
Look at this picture.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What the hell? And this was Eddie Van Halen's page posted this, and I'm sitting there like, oh, he's wearing like a fucking collared shirt and a pair of slacks. Eddie, change that shirt into a blouse.
You know what he looks like in that picture? What was the name of that sergeant that was always busting on Gomer Pyle's ass?
Yeah, Sergeant Carter.
Exactly.
Yeah, it looks like Sergeant Carter.
Hey, Sergeant Carter.
I mean, it looks like he's getting ready to play golf.
And who was that actor? What was his name?
Oh, jeez.
Who played?
Had to fucking say that. It's. I'm
gonna look it up.
Alan.
So fucking funny. Eddie, can we get you to smile? We have you in a pair of slack. Let me tell you, if you want to know why Dave was always mad at Eddie for not talking
Frank
like a
Sutton.
rock star,
Frank Sutton.
Frank Sutton.
Well, he died at 51.
Dave would have flipped if he saw him in that fucking outfit.
Yeah, look
Hey,
up,
here comes Jerry, everybody. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can move some people around here. Custom 5. Let's see how this looks when I do this. All right.
Jerry.
We're all moved around.
Hey, Jerry.
Terrence, what's happening? Your email's working.
Yeah, I'm back in the game with that. Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, I got a message the day after you came by, and it was like your email, it threw it out. It threw it back to me.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but, they give you Gmail for like 15 years for free, and now they want money.
Yeah.
Or I've consumed all the free space I had over 20 years or whatever the hell happened.
Oh, I delete all those things every time.
Just delete your mail.
Yeah, well, there's a mountain of it.
Yeah, well, you've probably got a lot of
20 years of
spam in
email.
there.
Bullshit. Yeah. So
that was the bio that you read, Matt.
I read Tone Chaser, and then one of the there's 2 books called Eruption, and the last one I just read real quick, and it was can't remember the author, but I just bought one. Haven't started it yet on Gary Moore, so looking forward to reading that one.
great player.
I love Gary Moore. Gary Moore, I've been watching that video over and over with him and Scott Gorham doing the Thin Lizzy tunes, doing Black Rose, I believe it is.
Oh yeah, that's an old one. He's got a Les Paul or a Junior. Yeah.
No, he's playing a Paul, and I think Gorham's playing the Strat.
Was he?
Is he
Yeah, it's like
playing
2011, I believe.
Dave?
Oh, that
No,
was
2010.
Oh, then that was much later. The one I'm thinking
2011 was when he passed away, I think.
the one I'm thinking of was much older than that. It was like, I mean, they were.
Was it with
really
Gorham or Robertson?
young. It was Gorham.
Okay, yeah. Gorham has like white hair in this video. He looks
Oh
old.
no, the one I thought you were talking about is like a live outdoor show somewhere, and it was like way back when they first played together.
Oh yeah, no. This is in where Gary Moore is doing the singing.
Oh, okay. No, this was
That's great. It's great. Yeah, look it up. It's really interesting. Both great players. Speaking of that, today when I went to go see this band, Rocksteady, Jerry. They're playing in Easton. It was a a Bad Company tribute band. There was a harmony solo
What time
that they
was
had
that?
to play in the song Silver, Blue, and Gold is a harmony solo.
Mm-hmm.
These guys start playing it, and I'm talking to the sound guy, and the sound guy is a buddy of mine. He makes this wincing face. I said, "Hey, Steve, don't worry about it. That wasn't you." He goes, "No, I'm wincing because these guys have been playing together for 40 years, and they still can't fucking play harmony guitar together."
Yeah.
This was like...
Yuck.
It was like one guy didn't know the solo and the other guy never heard the song.
That good, huh? Jesus Christ.
Too funny.
Dave, what was that, like an afternoon thing?
No, and it was at 7:00 tonight
Oh,
in Easton. They have it every Wednesday night outside the like it's on like the city hall steps. And it's really interesting.
the library, that end of town?
It's next to the library. Exactly.
Okay. So it's
right
close
next
to you, kind of. Well, it's northeastern.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes from me.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot closer than, the other.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's right next to the library.
Yeah. I know that spot. Oh, they do concerts here and
Every Wednesday. I guess they've been doing it for 4 years.
yeah, there's a
They
lot
had
of
a
that
big
going on.
crowd.
Weymouth's got something going on Fridays and that's nice. The crowd.
What's going on in Weymouth?
Near the high school on Fridays, there's a thing going on. I forget the name of it, but it's like this. Looks like a church without any walls. If you've seen pictures from this, it's kind of a cool venue, especially on the right night. And then in Quincy on Fridays at the Ruth Gordon Amphitheater, they're doing a thing from like say 7 to 8:30. That kind of stuff. Room Full of Blues played there last week.
Oh, Christ.
That kind of
Room
shit.
Full of Blues. Fucking hang it up.
50 years, man.
Fucking hang it up. You were terrible 50 years ago. You're terrible today. I hate that.
Hey, they're from Burrville.
Never liked them.
The Rhode Island guys?
Yeah. Duke Robillard came from Burrville.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But they had a big thing going back in the 80s when Ronnie Earl was the guitar player.
Okay.
Tommy K. I used to like Tommy K when he played.
And I'll say this about Ronnie Earl. So what? What? You guys, what's the girl's name with the big rack that's young and she's from England? Mimi. Mimi did a video recently where she was like with some guy who plays in like a Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute band called Double Trouble. And she just couldn't wait to talk about this Soldano amp that's very limited of 13 made and that it's Stevie Ray Vaughan voiced. Yeah, let me tell you, Stevie Ray Vaughan could come over and play your fucking front man with a Squire and still sound like Stevie. But all these people, it's like, let me guess, you can't wait to play Scuttlebutton. Fuck off. Enough already. It's this, I don't know what it is, but the Stevie Ray Vaughan fanboys bother me more than any other fanboy. I mean, you got your Van Halen fanboys, and I think they're all terrible. They don't sound like Eddie. They lack the fucking...
About the Santana fanboys.
Is there such a thing?
They don't exist. No, but you know what I'm saying? When you ever see like a Van Halen guy, a Van Halen wannabe player, it always sounds tentative. It doesn't have the ballsy, unabashed Eddie way of playing. It's always like they're working on playing Eddie. It never sounds great. And the same thing with the Stevie Ray Vaughan guys. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. Oh, that's going to give you the Stevie Ray Vaughan tone? Are you sure? Are you sure you can't play that shitbag song Cold Shot with just about any fucking amp that'll plug into the wall? I think you can. Fucking Cold Shot. Give me a goddamn break. Honestly. But you know what that would be like? That would be like if someone said, I'm going to look, I know Matt's a big Randy Rhoads fan, so he'll appreciate this. And somebody's like, oh, I'm going to play the exact, if he played a 59 hand wired, whatever, the Plexi Marshall, and then somebody else plays some type of knockoff amp. But the person who plays, let's say it's a guy who really does fucking Randy great. Is it going to matter what amp he plays? If you have a guy that can imitate Randy because he studied his style and plays like him, and then you have a guy that plays nothing like him, do you think the fucking amp is going to matter in that situation?
No.
Of course not.
No.
These people, it's insane. It's like, oh my God, this amp is voiced just the way he played it.
My theory on that whole thing and all the like celebrity signature gear is these people want to pretend like they're the artist that they're buying. It's like, it's got nothing to do with the sound. It's like, I'm pretending that I'm him.
we play the same amps. Meanwhile, I've seen fucking Billy Gibbons 100 times, Steve Lukather 100 times. Each guy playing a different amp every time they play. Each time it's them sounding exactly the same.
Billy was
they all sound. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they play.
I saw
Van Halen switched amps like towards the end. He was switching amps, the PV 5150, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It always sounds like Eddie to me.
Well, we were talking about Yngwie earlier, and I saw a video just like on Facebook or something a while back where he was sitting in like a music store and he was playing a Les Paul. And who knows what he was playing through, but it sounded exactly like him because it's him. It's like, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter the gear. So quit buying these fucking, signature models and shit because it isn't going to make you them.
Yeah. And it's more than likely not going to be that great. It's voiced the way they want to hear.
They keep the economy moving though. So you need people that do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
well,
They
it
need
keeps it more
collectors.
moving like online in the YouTube videos where people keep making videos about it. Now everyone's like, did you see Marshall made a new JTM 20-watt studio amp? Geez, I wasn't sure. I only see 90,000 different things coming up in my feed about it now when I've never heard of it. And now every asshole's playing it and they're getting it for free. Is it a good amp? It's probably a decent amp. Do I give a shit? Not really. Not really. I
Well,
don't care.
Here, Dave can attest to this because he spent many years working in music stores, and I did as well. But the majority of the music gear business is supported by people who can't play very well.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
it's
Dave,
just how it is.
what do I say all the time?
Yeah,
Practice.
yeah,
Oh,
because
couldn't play.
they keep trying to buy talent or buy
Yeah.
practice. You just need to go home and fucking practice, man.
Yeah.
You know, buying a new amp or a new guitar is not going to make you any better.
No. It's not that I mean, I'd say this. If you can really play and you're looking for a certain something, you're going to keep looking till you find it. When you find it, you're going to play it for a long time.
It's about fine tuning. It's like the thing is if you're a great player and you can sound like you do through anything, the thing is that once you get to that level, that's when you start fine tuning it and you want the best thing for nuances in your playing. It's like with golf clubs too. You know, Tiger Woods can take some stock golf, in his heyday, and he could kick the shit out of anyone with it. But he gets to that point where he's so great and stuff, he's not going to use the cheap ones because the ones are machined differently, they're more accurate and stuff, and just fine tuning his performance.
Yeah.
I think it's that way with gear too. It's like, it's law of diminishing returns.
Well, the worse than the gear is, in my opinion, is gear reviews. Turn a fucking knob. Turn a goddamn knob. People are like, this amp doesn't sound that good. It has a woofy bottom. EQ it. It has an EQ. Make it the way you want it to sound and make it sound good and shut the fuck up.
And then we can bring up that old chestnut. It's like, we've got all these amps we're comparing at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I was about to say, Dave, here's what it sounds like at noon.
Oh, yeah. And then the great thing is in the comments, people are like, that amp sounds perfect for me, but I'm going to put JJs in the tubes because they're a little bit brighter. You know what else is a little bit brighter? Turning the treble. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I just saved you money on tubes because you're a fucking idiot.
I will say one thing about tubes, though, is that they do bias differently. I remember the Sovtex in my EV Triple X I had. You couldn't get a lot of cross distortion there. You couldn't run it at the right amperage you were supposed to. And so I had to put JJs in so I could actually run the current at the right level, get out of the crossover distortion. But it made it sound less like a friggin' swarm of bees anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, the bottom line is when you buy an amp and you're buying it brand new and it comes with the tubes that they were made for, and people are like, I'm going to change the tubes because this tube's a brighter tube.
They dropped the ball with that one. That Sovtech tube was not made for that PV Triple X.
No, but I'm saying, is it really a brighter tube? Is it really? You're going to tell me you can tell the difference?
With brightness, yeah.
I'm just saying, you want it a little bit brighter? There's a fucking treble knob there. These amps come with something called equalization, and you can actually dial in the tone. In fact, a lot of times, if people think an amp isn't a high enough gain, you could throw the bass down a little bit, the treble up a little higher, and you will actually get more gain and more distortion.
You want
and a more pleasing distortion, especially in a Fender. But again, it's just all that's funny, Cold Roses. Yeah, I mean, we used to get people coming in all the time asking questions about gear, and I'd be looking at them going, how did you buy this? Like, why would you even buy it, not knowing what a rig? I had a guy come in one time, and he was telling me he was interested in one of the decimators from, who makes that? ISP? Is it ISP, the decimator?
Yeah, it does. ISP Technologies.
So he was looking for an ISP, and he plugged in his amp and plugged in his board. And I said, my God, that's the noisiest fucking board I've ever heard in my life. He's like, well, that's why I need the decimator. I'm like, you don't need a decimator. You need to plug into the amp. Fuck these pedals. What are you doing? He's got like 3 distortions going into a fucking high gain amp. It was insane. It's like, that's the sound I'm going for. That's the sound. I tell you what, somebody should have sold you a garbage disposal to get the same sound. It's cheaper.
That's the sound.
And there's a warranty for 25 years. Let me show you the Insinkerator. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh. And where did you get this idea for this sound that you're going for?
Oh, that's what he said. This is the sound he's going for. Everything about this guy, I thought he was friendly with. Remember Travis that I worked with?
No,
Travis at West LA.
I don't.
Travis was a good dude, but Travis was very friendly with what I would call the young, thriving metalheads. And Travis would look at me and just be like, "What do you think, Levine?" And I would just start laughing. I go, you know, and because he wanted me to go into a rant in front of people all the time. And I would sit there and say, well, first of all, the sound you're going for is absolute garbage. It doesn't even sound like any record you'd ever listen to. Even, you know, this guy was into Slipknot and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but those guys have highly compressed sounds. And it's not that gainy compared to what you're doing. It almost sounds clean. Like this just... It was honestly like somebody threw a fork in a disposal. And it was just awful.
The Insane channel on line 6.
Yeah. And then as he was playing, I was like, I noticed he played Bill Lawrence pickups. So I was like, oh, you like those Bill Lawrence? He goes, oh, man, they're the best. I'm like, they sure are. They sure are.
It sounds like it sounds like a reindeer caught in the saw in the band.
Yeah, it was. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like that's why I got rid of the Triple X. Was when I did start playing out with it. It's like going, there's too much gain on this. I mean, I'm in the crunch channel, and I've got the gain turned down way, and you turn down the gain all the way, and it's still got dirt on it. You can't get it to clean up on that channel. It's like, oh no, this is way too much. Never use the Ultra channel. Never.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, this crank amp. I love the sound of the crank amp, and the crank. It's got some gain. But the guy who sold it to me was like, no, there's not enough gain in this. I have to demonstrate it with a pedal. I said, don't put a pedal on it. I put the thing on like below half, and the thing was like way too much gain for me. And it's just like, you know, people, you know, the more gain you put on a guitar, the more you're going to lose its presence. And I don't mean what the presence knob does, because that's not real presence. That's like a bright knob. And in all honesty, that presence knob really works almost like a high curve, like where the curve is on the.
It'll lose its spot in the mix.
But it loses real presence. Whereas, like, you know, when you hear a guy playing a Marshall, and I'm just calling out Marshall because that was like the first, you know, amp. Old Laney's, where it's distorting, but there's still, not only is it pushing wind, but you feel that guitar. You feel it. You know what I mean? That's you feel it. You're like, whoa, that thing's coming right through me. You lose that with the more distortion you have. So you really have to, you know, it's like that tightrope of you're walking between losing that. And so there's like a happy, somewhat medium there where you're trying to find. But to go off into outer space and just having like the fucking, what's the knucklehead's name with the wig?
Michelangelo?
Yes, Michelangelo. His guitar tone, like when he's doing clinics,
you know that guy,
it literally sounds like he's playing a bumblebee.
Michelangelo.
But he sounds like it's playing with a bumblebee.
Yeah.
And he's an impressive player, but it's like that tone stinks.
As he got older, his gear kind of went downhill.
Got crappier.
Because
sound was awful.
I use sawtooth amplifiers and guitars now. Yeah.
Because everyone people bail on him.
The money had to go into the hair system, not the gear.
Hey guys, I got to split.
All right, take off. Have a great night, man.
Thanks, man. I'll be back next week. All right.
All righty. Very good. What is Dean doing that what happened? All right. What is like so Dean made his guitar. It was a great guitar. It was a nice guitar. It was a, you know, They had a USA, but Dean made the Michelangelo Badio guitar. And for what? What were they? Were people finding him out and being like, "Oh, that's the guy"? Because think about it, if you had a guitar company, wouldn't you go after somebody that you thought was going to drive sales?
He was a clinic guy. Dean wanted him
I
for the
know.
clinics and stuff, and he definitely tried. I went to a clinic. He's definitely pushing those guitars. Hey, look, we're selling on the wall back there. You know.
No, I know, but because he's doing a Dean clinic.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, if you were to sell guitars, I mean, I have T2. What is T2?
Terminator 2. Yeah.
No, I think whatever guitar that he played that looked like a Strat, I dug that
That's
guitar.
true. That's my only video. Yeah. From 13 years ago.
Oh, was that Michelangelo Badio?
Yeah, at the clinic. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Listen, and I'll tell you right now, I've met Michael. I've had dinner with Michael.
I met him too, yeah.
He's a super nice guy and really like a normal, I think he's a nice guy. I'm talking about, and I'm not trying to disparage him, but when I say this company is paying him or making guitars for him, and honestly, I don't see the value. You know? And in fact, I don't even know if who is the value.
He was taller than I thought too. He's a tall guy.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Probably a couple of inches shorter than you, an inch or two. I think he's
I
like
think he was like
6'1".
6'2".
Yeah, 6'1", 6'2". Sounds about right. And he can play his ass off.
Oh yeah, and he can play more than just the metal stuff.
Absolutely.
Like straight ahead jazz and stuff too.
Oh, Terry Walker says he has a Twin great reverb. Twin's a great amp, man. I fucking love Ted Nugent's tone. Listen to fucking Ted Nugent on Stranglehold, man. Any sales required about a Twin, I point them to Stranglehold.
Just that the Fender Twin, it's like you can throw a friggin' disc out carrying a fucking thing.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying, I mean, there's all these amps you can get great sounds out of. I mean, it's the player. You put a good player on anything, they're going to sound good. You know? And you put a bad player on shit, no one cares. There are a lot of people that'll go out there and see, you see bad players all the time, but guys that don't make sense. There's some guys, there's a review video. I don't want to call him out. But I will say he came up in my feed playing the new Marshall. And I fucking hate the way he plays. I fucking hate it.
Say it in the private chat so I know.
I think he is so boring. Hold on.
I think I know who you're going to say. I haven't seen the video. Oh, okay, yeah.
I like him, but I haven't watched that yet.
I like him too. I think he's a nice guy. And but honestly, as a player, I'm like, thanks for showing me what old man in Guitar Center sounds like playing it. I just don't care. In fact, I would much rather have him talk about the amp and talk about his experience playing it, because I find him to be a likable guy, than actually having to listen to him play. You know, and I just don't want to.
He plays good, but if that's not your style,
he does. So I'll say this. So when I worked at West LA Music, one thing that I could say for myself, and I'm going to pat myself on the back right now, if you guys don't mind. I always knew, whatever the hell I was playing, what to play to showcase what the object does. When I went into an acoustic room, I could play a couple of licks, big sounding, and the person would always be like, yeah, but I can't play like that. I'm like, I'm just showing you what this thing does. It sounds fucking gorgeous. Now here, play with it for a while. I'll come back in 5 minutes and write up the sale. Same thing. You go up, you're going to go pick up a Marshall sound, and you want someone that they tell me they're looking for the classic Marshall sound. I'm going to pick up the guitar, and I could even just play 2 chords of All Right Now. Once they hear that that's the tone, that's what you hear on the record, they're like, oh man, that's that fucking tone. Yeah. You know what I don't want to hear? Wah, 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 wah. Me just noodling about playing fucking stock licks. Nobody wants to hear that.
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, 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 wah. It sounds like fucking.
The
Here's my
penguin.
song I wrote called Burgess Meredith. Wah, 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 wah. Right? As the penguin. Seriously. But you have to know your audience and know what the fuck you're trying to sell. If you're sitting there selling a tube screamer, show people what a tube screamer does. Show the highlights to how it's going to change the tone. I stopped sales before I left LA. I like it. And I still was consulting for some people on the West Coast on and off. And I worked with a lot of different companies too. But you have to know what it is that people want to hear when they hear it. And of course, on YouTube, it's tougher because people are coming in and it's like, and the guy who I'm saying, clearly I know he plays what I call toe tapping blues, which is like the most boring version of blues. It's just like everything is just a 1-4-5. So I really wouldn't watch his style. And so he's really getting a lot of people turned off by just playing that style instead of saying like, here's the iconic sound the JTM 45 is known for, which would be a bunch of, brown. What's the woman sound?
Oh,
Right.
out of that, the Clapton.
Yeah, isn't that
song?
what Clapton played? He played it JTM 45.
Yeah. Pete
Actually,
Townsend.
I think he didn't play the JTM 45. He played the JMP 45, which was the Blues Breaker.
The early one.
Right. Well, it's still a JMP. It was 65 or 66. It was after the JTM moniker went bye-bye.
Well, at that point, did he make I don't know, not a lot of those?
Well, there was a model still in the catalog. I think it was model 1961 or model 1962. I think both those numbers, 1961 and 1962, are both Blues Breaker amps. There could be 61 could be a single speaker, and 62 could be a double speaker. If somebody wants to check that up on me, just look up Marshall model 1961 and model 1962. I'm pretty sure both of them are JTM 45s. One might be a JTM 100, but JMP version.
JTM 45 is 1961.
All right, how many? A combo, right?
Oh, okay. Which one? 2-channel, the 4x10?
Oh, I think it's a 2x12.
Wow, it's $12,000. Somebody's
What is an original one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking on reverb, but
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
seeing
cool.
4x10s here.
Oh, okay. So go to the next one. Maybe the next one is the
Okay,
Blues Breaker.
1962.
Oh yeah,
It's 2x12. Yep. 1962 Blues Breaker. Yep.
Yeah,
So
okay.
the 61's got to be rare. It's got the 410
yeah.
in the
They both came out at the same time. Like I said, they're one catalog number away from each other.
talk about heavy.
Oh yeah. But Clapton, I think, played the 2x12 was the amp that
The 62. That's
the
probably
Blues Breaker. Yeah.
way more popular. Yeah.
Yeah, which I think his was like a 65 or 66.
That's the chassis.
Yeah.
The usual shit. Looks nice. It's a lot of bread.
Deluxe reverb reissue. Yeah, try it on
no one's
Facebook.
buying no
Oh,
one's
this
really
is from
buying Fenders
1970.
anymore right now.
$450 for a Fender DeVille.
Wow. These guys are asking crazy.
Fender
money.
DeVille is the hot rod DeVille, right? This is the 60 watt. Ed, correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 60 watt 4x10, but I believe it has. It's just the 2 6L6s, the same as the 40 watt, but I think the transformer is bigger. Yep, that's a good amp. It's actually not a bad price if somebody's looking for a powerful amp. I think Ed can do better. Ed, what do you say? No, seriously, anyone in the chat's looking for a nice clean amp. That amp takes pedals phenomenally, and it's loud as piss. Again, it's 60 watts, but it's only 2 6L6s.
Yeah, that's one of the
A
better
fair
prices.
price for a used deluxe reverb. So we're talking about a 65 deluxe blackface or a silver face Squire. Is it a 60s or a 70s reissue?
I think it's a 68, right?
No, it's based on a 65.
No, the
Blackface, yeah.
blackface, but they did a 68.
Oh, brand new, that
70s model
1599.
starts in 68.
Yeah.
67 was the last year, yeah.
It'd probably be worth about the same, wouldn't you think? The reissue.
No.
They're going new. They're going new
Which
for
one's stronger, Dave?
1599.
The blackface is more sought after because the blackface original is more sought after.
Okay.
On the new market, I think maybe the silver face goes for $100 less.
I actually like the sound of the silver face. When I worked at GC, that's when that came out. So whatever, 7.
Yeah, they were all modded. So, which is funny because
that's what I
because the deluxe came out in 65 or 64, and that was the last. I think that's like the last of Leo.
Well, deluxes were, they predated the reverb though. Yeah, that's 64. But
I'm talking the blackface. Oh, Billy Gibbons played a brown face deluxe.
All right, but there's no reverb ones. There's no 63 reverb. It's just
right. What I'm saying is when they put the reverb in, they went to the blackface.
Yeah, and it looks like the 64 looks like the 65. I have one.
Right. But I'm saying that was the last of. But that was the last of Leo. So when the silver face stuff came out, that's all CBS run. Yeah. And so things were changed. They brought in different amp guys to modify and make changes to the amps. And
I'll tell you, the 64 has got a very nice raw fucking rock and roll.
Fucking great amp. They're all great amps. I think the deluxe
that's one of the rare ones that I kind of feel that, people ask a lot of money for a lot of old amps just because they're old and they have the famous name on them. But that particular amp is fucking holy grail in my humble opinion. Because it's just ripped,
It's a great amp, but I will tell you, some of the reissues that Fender makes, they've changed or modified them slightly, and you have to bring it to a guy to get it really put back to the way they really made it. The Princeton, the same thing. In my opinion, the best amplifier Fender ever made is the Vibrolux. I love the custom Vibrolux 2x10. The reissues are absolute shite. You have to get somebody to go into the amp and modify it. I think they have to put a negative feedback loop back into the original amp, bigger to it the way original. But it's unusable the way Fender sells it now. But the original is one of my all-time favorite amps.
Cool.
Sir makes the Brown Deluxe called the Ombre, which is modeled after Billy Gibbons's Brown Face Deluxe. A silver face started in 67, 68. I thought 60. Oh, was that right? 67's the first year? I don't think it started right at the beginning of the year, though, did it? Hot Rod DeVille, I hope the gig isn't upstairs. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with heavy amps.
Yeah.
It's also, people want to sit there and say they would never play like a half stack anymore. I got to tell you, a 2x12 and a head is a lot easier to move around than even a small amp.
Right. And put
I think a 2x12 and a head is the way to go.
You're right.
I got this 2x12. Oh, you can't even see it. I have an EVH3 2x12. A buddy of mine goes and buys it. You know who he is. We haven't talked about him yet. I got to go with him to the doctor tomorrow.
Oh, the bread guy.
The
Mr.
bread guy?
The rolls.
Yes,
Rolls
Mr. Rolls. So he bought a cabinet for $600.
Mm-hmm.
$699, I think was what it went for. The AVH, and he swapped the speakers with real Celestians, the British ones from Mesa, and then sold it to me for $400.
Great country.
Oh, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. How much does it weigh?
It's not heavy at all. Eric Johnson, the speakers I have in him are the Celestian vintage 30s, the British made ones that Mesa sells. They am good.
What do they go for?
Joe, you looking that up?
No.
Oh, I thought as soon as he asked, you went to the went to your computer.
What are you looking for?
Made in England.
Me?
Nothing.
Vintage
Nothing.
30s.
Made in England what?
Celestian vintage 30s.
Okay, what do you want to know? The prices?
Yeah.
$169.
Yeah, it sounds about right. 170 a speaker. Yeah, he should have charged me $1,000 for it.
Yeah. That's what he paid
But
for
he
the
just-
cabinet. What did he do with
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original speakers, I think he put into a different cabinet. Or he sold them to a buddy of his that wanted them. An 84 Japan E series black neck burgundy mist 2 humbucker Fender system. That's, I don't know, a couple of $100, $1,000 maybe. Very rare. 84 was when that was the only guitar available in Japan. Because greenbacks are 25 watts. You know what? Whatever difference they have, I have a thing on my amplifier called a equalization. I'm kidding. I can make it sound how I want. Joe, didn't you have something for me today, I believe?
With what?
Jerry, when was the last time we talked about Mr. Rolls?
Well, I had dinner with him 3 weeks ago. And remember
So
yeah.
you haven't talked to him since he's been to the place in Weymouth.
No.
I go tomorrow with him.
Okay.
I think it's worse than we thought.
Of course it is. He's
Right.
you know.
So we're gonna find out tomorrow.
All right. Well, wish him well. I'll try to call him tomorrow. You know.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be with him at like 2:00.
All right.
So just heads up.
I got you.
All right, and then I gotta I'm gonna bring his Beretta back to him too. I'm like, I don't want this fucking thing in my house. His Kramer Beretta.
Yeah. How many fucking guitars does he have and amps and shit?
They're all over the place.
Is it just like hoarders of guitars there? Just
It's hoarders, but not just guitars. There's golf clubs, even worse. Thanks, Cheech.
golf clubs.
There's golf clubs
Amps?
everywhere. Not anymore. It used to be when I first knew him 30 years ago, amps everywhere. Now, just amp here, amp there, nothing.
But still a lot of guitars, a lot of clubs, bags with the golf clubs in them, like fucking setups and shit.
Yeah, just ridiculous amounts of clubs. Like if you were a golfer, you'd be in heaven. You'd be like, you'd think the average person has 1 or 2 sets. I think upstairs he has like 7 or 8 sets just sitting in one room.
Does he doesn't play anymore?
Well, he hasn't played this year, obviously, because of this issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but remember he had the thing with his feet or his arch or something.
It's always some issue.
Correct.
All right, Joe, what do you got for me?
I got to go put Michael to bed, but I'll be back in a few minutes.
All righty.
Well, in the meantime, I've got a short list.
All right, what's that
I can
list?
go over. The biggest jerks in rock music.
David Lee Roth.
I thought you were going to say David Levine.
No.
I don't think it's in any particular order here because the first one they start off with number one. Number one is Fred Durst. And
Okay.
comments.
I mean, honestly, his band sucks, so who cares?
Yeah, some quotes where this guy is a joke. We should have left him in the 90s. He sucks big time. Number two is Axl Rose.
Yeah, that's not a
A
surprise.
quote here says, "Talentless idiot and a talentless boy band that wears their instruments rather than plays them."
Wow.
Total jerk, drug addict. He's a racist and has even worse anger issues than me, and is singing swiney. Number three is Glenn Fry.
Oh, he's a dickhead.
Yeah, in that quote says, "Screwed over Felder, greedy jerk."
Yeah.
I never heard the stories about him. Number four, Ginger
I think
Baker.
him and Henley are always when
Henley's
when Glenn Frey was alive, those two are always just competing. Who's the biggest douche?
Ginger Baker, number four.
Oh yeah, legendary.
Yeah, well, I think it was an asshole because he just shticked it up. It's like foul mouth and ugly as they come. He has insulted every single good drummer ever. Just look at any piece of video ever with him in it. Not drumming.
I never cared for his drumming.
5 is David Crosby.
Oh,
and I like this quote, "Left-wing political Looney Tune." Number 6 is Liam Gallagher from Oasis. This one's a long quote. I'm not going to read some.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he's a self-important fucking douchebag.
Which Alvarez model is it? I mean, there's a million different Alvarez.
Number 7 is Gene Simmons. Some quotes. "The biggest jerk in rock music. He's arrogant, greedy, thinks he can do whatever he wants. He does things for Kiss without telling Paul Stanley. He took credit for stuff he didn't do. Basically left Paul Stanley do all the work so he could do other things instead of helping Paul Stanley with Kiss." Wow, this guy doesn't know how to use pronouns. Everything was Paul Stanley this, Paul Stanley that.
Oh, I haven't heard anything about Chris Robinson. Oh, when you said the Black Crows, I thought you said, it says Black Crowd. I was like, the hell's the Black Crowd?
I like this quote. "If Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley ever stop talking about how great Kiss is, it can only mean one thing. They have died." I like that one. Number 8 is Roger Waters.
Yeah.
And quote is "pathetic communist." Number 9, Dave Morrissey.
Really?
Yeah, let's see what the quote says. "Amazing music with the Smiths, but Morrissey is a problem. He hates anyone who eats meat. He's racist and defended Harvey Weinstein and Kevin Spacey when they were damning evidence against him, blah, blah, blah. He also called the Chinese a subspecies. Like I said, the Smiths are amazing. Morrissey is a good songwriter, great singer, but I wish he would just shut up and go away." I just don't like him because he has a whiny voice.
I love the Smiths. But again, I'm a carnivore and I love the album Meat is Murder. In fact, when I sit there and I eat a steak, I'm always like, God, this is absolute
Juicy
murder.
Yeah, juicy, delicious murder.
This is an absolute crime on humanity or on animals. And I'm not going to stop, and I don't care.
Delicious.
Vines. Yeah, I don't know. I would have gone. Who else was on this list?
This guy calls him Pompous Windbag. Number 10 is Lars Ulrich.
I'm with Andy. No, fucking Blackmore.
He's probably going to be on this list.
Yeah. All right.
But a quote of Lars Ulrich is "small dog syndrome personified."
That's funny.
He sued a preteen for drawing the Metallica logo and posted on social media. Shaking my head. The picture of him here says it all. That's the facial expression he typically has all day. 11 is Mike Love from the Beach Boys.
Why is
Without
he a
Brian
dick?
Wilson, he'd be playing trashman covers at some tacky casino or Reno. Total tool. He'd sue his own mother if he thought he could get money from her. And number 12 is Paul Stanley.
Ooh, now we're getting there.
Yeah, it's and what's the quotes here? In love with himself and Kiss, and the makeup are a joke. Is the other two quotes are like, what did Paul Stanley do to get on this list? And someone says, I don't think so. But 13 is Keith Richards.
Wow.
But someone says Keith Richards hasn't done anything to deserve to be on this list.
What's the list?
What's he doing? It's the biggest jerks in rock music.
Oh,
14 is the Nuge.
That's a lie.
they're gonna put him there
Yeah.
because they don't like his
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah, exactly. The first quote is, he has the mental disorder known as conservatism.
Oh boy, yeah.
Weak, worthless. Oh, there's the word, fascist rat. So now, how the fuck is Ted Nugent fascist, you fucking idiot?
Because if
Yeah.
you disagree with
Most people
anything
that call
they-
you fascist don't even know what the word means.
Yeah, exactly.
usually when they call you a fascist, they are a fucking fascist.
Right.
Someone called him the Kid Rock of classic rock. And, okay, number 15.
Say what
by,
you want about Uncle Ted. And I'm going to say this. Stranglehold's one of the best songs ever.
Fucking song. Hey,
It's fucking great.
if it was good enough for Dimebag, it's good enough for me.
It's fucking great. And that I'm not even bringing up songs like Just What the Doctor Ordered or Hey Baby or Great White Buffalo. The guy was awesome.
He was great.
Fucking love
15
him.
is, I mentioned earlier, Richie Blackmore. He fired Graham Bonnet for cutting his hair.
But he fucking told Graham Bonnet not to do it. Fuck him.
Yeah. Gary Glitter, 16.
I
He's a
don't think that's the
pedophile,
reason
love
why
song.
Blackmore's an asshole. I think there's other reasons.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Gary Glitter, 16.
He's a
And,
pedophile.
Well,
Yeah, that's what quote says. He's a
no,
pedophile. Enough
Dave.
said.
Dave, he's a map. He's a minor attracted pedophile. Map.
Right.
Well, I don't consider this rock, but it's like
Motherfucking asshole pedophile. We call them maps now.
17 is Courtney Love.
I don't know.
No comment. No comment. Well, quote
She's
says
just
trailer
annoying.
trash always seeking attention.
Yeah.
18 is Chad Kroger from Nickelback.
He's just a douche. And if you have to ask me why, I say, let me just point to his discography. The band's
19
horrible.
is Diamond Dave, 19.
David Lee Roth, huh?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
And 20 is John Lennon.
I
I've
can
heard
believe
stories
that.
about him being a douche. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
wife beater too. So,
Well, he was.
20. Yeah, he was until Yoko had him shot.
But he did say, I mean, he came out in the early 70s saying he used to be a wife beater and that he was wrong about it. And I mean, it wasn't like people called him
Yeah.
out. He called himself out.
Mm.
Which I kind of think like, yeah, you're a dick, but at least you're owning it. And then I want to
21
say this about Yoko Ono. Like when he got tired of banging Yoko Ono stuck the other Asian girl on him for a while. Are you guys familiar with this one?
You get younger version of me now.
Oh, and she's far more attractive than Yoko. Oh, yeah, he was
Yep.
running around with this other girl. Like Yoko's like, hey, bang her for a while. Get away from me.
21 is Dave Mustaine.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. 22 is, I've heard of the band, but Steve Malkmus from the band Pavement. Okay. I have no idea. Wayne Coyne from the Flaming Lips. I have no idea. Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. 24. And
I mean, people.
25 is Trent Reznor. And let me see how many there are here. Yeah, it goes on and on and on and on. It's like Tom,
Yeah, we're good.
Tom Morello
That's
and
good.
stuff. And yeah, it was just to kill time until Joe came with the real list.
Well, the list I had of the TV shows, I lost the list, and I would try to find it before work ended tonight. But I found this earlier. I don't know if we've done it yet. It is Guitar World's 100 greatest guitar solos.
Guitar World.
The magazine. Yeah.
Oh, this.
I know the magazine.
It'll be
I
kind of
just
a
don't know how
popularity
reputable it
contest,
is.
but it'll be better than Rolling Stone. That's
Tell
for
me
sure.
where you want to start, and that's where we'll start.
50.
All right.
Well,
What time
we're
is
at
it?
10:10, so
We got 21 minutes if we end at 10:30.
Yeah, well, we're good. Whatever number you want to, whatever you're looking at the list. Am I going to be happier with 100 or 50?
I have.
well, you start off with 100, and if we're pushed for time, we can jump to 50.
All right.
We'll just gauge it.
Okay. Let me scroll down.
So these
Starting
are
at
guitar solos. So these are the greatest solos of all time. Here's the
greatest
100
guitar
of them.
solos of all time.
100th is
I
going
doubt
to be
it.
Cinnamon Girl, Neil Young.
Okay, starting at number 100, it's Bon Jovi with the solo of Wanted Dead or Alive off of Slippery When Wet.
Runaway's the best solo, and that's not
Bow,
even.
don't, wow, wow.
Down.
I like that
I
song.
actually think this is I actually think this is number one, an interesting solo, a musical solo.
Yeah.
I
it is
enjoy
musical.
this solo.
It's musical. Yeah.
Okay, coming in at
I
99.
think it could be his best.
Probably. Coming in at 99, it's Jeff Beck off of Blow by Blow. It is 'Cause We've Ended as Lovers.
Oh,
Yep, that's the Stevie Wonder cover.
Yeah.
the reinterpretation.
That's not really, when they say best guitar solos,
Why would you say
the whole song is
reinterpretation?
a solo.
It's just the song with the guitar playing the melody.
I know, but he kind of, he does
That's-
this thing to it.
It's the same song. Well,
Well, I said interpretation, not reinterpret.
Okay.
But anyway.
What's just an instrumental
All right.
version of the song?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he might have even wrote it for Jeff Beck, and then have his wife sing it. Right? Wasn't it Sarita that sang it on
Yeah,
her
see, now,
album? Right? If you look up
I don't-
Sarita, because we've ended as lovers, I think it came out in '74.
I don't think it should be on the list of guitar solo because I think it's more along the lines of like, a song with the guitar solo in it.
It's
where,
an
the
instrumental,
entire
and I
thing's-
agree 100%. Krellbar, write the date down. We agreed on something.
Oh, God. I better pull out a cigar.
Coming in at 98, Dream Theater off the album Images and Words. It's
Hold me
Under
under.
a Glass Moon by John Petrucci.
Actually, that's a pretty good solo.
All his solos are good. I don't know that it's better than. See, here's the issue I have. I don't know this solo, but is it more iconic in what it did than Wanted Dead or Alive? See, Dead or Alive to me was like a #1 hit.
Yeah, no
And
one knows.
I thought the
Under a
solo
Glass.
was I mean, I can hear it and sing it in my head. And if I can walk around singing that song 30
Yeah.
years after I last heard it.
Coming in at 97, Judas Priest off the album Stained Class, Beyond the Realms of Death by Glenn Tipton.
Trying to pinpoint what solo that is.
I will say this about it. Nothing Judas Priest done should be on that page except British Steel and On.
Yeah.
I hate his tone.
Electric
on
Eye
that
better
album.
be on here. Electric Eye better be on here.
Okay. 96, the Rolling Stones off of the album Honky Tonk Women. You can't always get what you want. The song Honky Tonk Woman solo is Keith Richards.
There is no solo.
There is no solo. The
Well,
entire
that's
thing's a
according to
guitar.
them, that's what they're saying.
Went down to there's fills, but there's no solo.
There's a
Yeah, you're right.
one
Oh,
section.
no. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Is it that?
Oh, they're probably the intro riff. That simplistic little iconic riff.
That's not a guitar
That's
solo.
not a guitar solo. Correct. That's an intro.
Ooh, Andy Puliga pulling in the fucking Michael Schenker. I'm a big. I'll tell you right now, I'm not a big Schenker in UFO, but Michael Schenker group I think is one of the greatest, and his playing on.
I like how you say
Ooh, look-
Shanker. You say Shanker, like he's in prison, fucking shanking someone.
Shanker, will you?
Hey,
Hey,
Michael-
just like, yeah. So that, but the
Yeah.
solo in Liz Reed, you're not going to say is the greatest solo of all time. It's a fucking jam song. That guy literally, he could be sitting there just running up and down a pentatonic minor scale. Everyone's too stoned to notice. The parts of Liz Reed that are good, is that all the harmony shit, but that's not the solo. Am I crazy here?
Yeah, you're crazy. What's next, Joe?
Coming in at 95, Pearl Jam off the album Jeremy. It's the solo on Yellow Ledbetter by Mike McCready.
That's the Hendrixy ripoff type of Little Wing song.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say no.
And the solo's not good.
Okay, 94, Rush off the album Rush, off the song Working Man. Alex Lifeson, obviously. Lifeson.
Yeah, I disagree. I hate this song and solo because I find it to be just repetitive and not nearly as interesting as the later Rush stuff. But I mean, I get it. It's like it's not my favorite.
Very Sabbath. Sounds like Sabbath.
What's that?
It sounds like Sabbath.
To me, it's Zeppelin-y. The whole record sounds like
it's derived from somewhere. Yeah, they totally turned around.
Yeah, the next album they became their own band. That first record is
well, we got
derivative.
14 minutes to do the other 93.
Well, let's.
All right, keep going.
No problem.
All
right, 93. Off of the Doors' self-titled album, came out the year I was born. Off of the song "The End" by Robbie Krieger.
No,
I like that song.
Great song.
That's good.
Oh, I think it's a fantastic song. Solo stinks.
Yeah, it's like
that E harmonic minor scale. Yeah, okay, go on.
92. Stray Cats, the solo from Stray Cat Strut. Brian Setzer.
Excellent. Yeah, any one of his.
Interesting, unique.
Yeah, it's everything. Iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it. 81. We got some good music coming out in 81. Coming in at 91, off of Creedence Clearwater Revival's Cosmos Factory, the solo I heard through the grapevine, John Fogerty.
It's a nice solo.
I can't remember what the solo is.
I don't remember what it is.
Hannah Baum says there's a Doors solo that Ace used for She. Yeah, it's called 5-1, and Pearl Jam used it on a live. Yeah, go ahead.
Coming in at 90, Eric Clapton, Let It Rain.
Let it rain.
Now.
I mean, it's a good song.
Yeah, go on. Solo to me means nothing.
Right. 89, Rage Against the Machine, the solo on Killing in the Name of.
Terrible.
There is no. Oh, yeah.
It's all the noises.
Yeah. 88, Steely Dan, The Royal Scam, Kid Charlemagne, Larry Cole.
Oh, great. It should be higher.
Top 10 for me.
87, Johnny Winter, Highway 61 Revisited.
No.
Don't Take Me Alive better be on this list, too.
86.
It's not better than Kid
The solo off of Whipping Post by Dwayne Allman and Ricky Betts. Richard Betts, they put.
Dickie Betts, yeah.
Dickie Betts.
No to Whipping Post. It's a great song, but it's a jam solo.
All right.
Yeah, it's a jam band.
85, off of Moon Age Daydream, the solo by Mick Ronson.
Great song. Great song.
84, Michael Schenker, the solo off of Lights Out.
Okay.
No?
It's not my favorite. It's decent. I love Schenker. Lights Out.
I'm trying to remember what the solo sounds like.
Yeah, there's nothing memorable about the solo.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Coming in at 83, Dave, you'll be happy about this one. It is Scuttlebutton, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
This amplifier's been designed to get the Stevie Ray Vaughan sound. It's one of 13. Really?
Coming in at 82, 21st century schizoid man, Robert Fripp.
Well, that's.
It's a sax solo, isn't it, Matt?
No, there is a guitar solo. It's
6
kind of
minutes and
noise-oriented.
54 seconds. There might be a guitar solo in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's not really. It's kind of his noise thing. Like,
Yeah, I don't remember it. Go ahead.
Coming in at 81, the solo off of Sweet Jane by Sterling Morrison and Lou Reed.
Horrible.
Well,
Velvet Underground.
actually, Dick Wagner, I think, plays the solo in the live version. That's pretty good.
Okay. Number 80, You Shook Me All Night Long, Angus Young.
Great.
Yeah,
Iconic.
it's a great solo. Getting
Singable.
fucking song.
The tone.
Singable.
I'm looking at 80, 79, and then the one at 78 that beats the 80 and 79 is about to piss Dave off. So 80
He's
was,
Nirvana.
did I say 80 yet?
No.
All right, 80. You Shook Me All Night Long, Angus Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that.
We
Seven-
agree.
79, Eddie Van Halen on Mean Street.
Great solo. Dance, baby.
Coming in at
Great solo.
78,
Nirvana.
Jerry Garcia, Truckin'.
That's not even one of his
Unfucking
better solos.
Unbelievable.
I told you. 77, Jerry Cantrell, Man in the Box.
I like Jerry Cantrell.
Goodness.
Yeah, I like
Great.
him too, but come on, you're gonna tell me that anything he's done is better than Mean Streets? No.
Nope.
Well, beating him out at 76 is Neil Young with the solo from Cinnamon Girl.
It's on the list. That's why I said would be a.
Oh, my
It's
God.
one fucking note.
One note solo.
It's one fucking note.
Sucks.
Yeah.
He's a
75.
douche. How come he wasn't on the douche list? He's a douche.
Oh my God.
You didn't let him finish the list.
Oh, should have been number
75.
one.
That's
Pete Townsend won't get fooled again.
There's no solo in that.
no solo. Yeah.
74, Richie Blackmore, the solo off of Lazy.
There it is.
My least favorite Blackmore solo.
Number 73, the song is Stash, the band is Fish, and the guitarist is Trey
Anastasio.
Anastasio.
I'd rather
the
hang myself than
Deadlight.
listen to him.
Headlight. I like his playing better than Jerry Garcia's though.
72, Walk This Way, Joe Perry.
And that's actually a funky solo.
That's a good
very
solo.
cool.
It's
Yeah,
best,
yeah.
It's
it's
very cool.
best playing.
Solo in it's very cool.
71, off of Maggot Brain, Eddie Hazel. Well, was it Hazel or
Yeah,
Hazel?
it's close.
Eddie Hazel, the song's Maggot Brain.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
entirely a solo.
The whole song's an instrumental. It's a solo. It's not my favorite from Eddie Hazel. And on that album, there's so many songs I like better. Can You Get to That? Fucking Me and My Folks, You and Your Folks. I hate the fact that all guitar players like, oh, Maggot Brain. No,
Yeah, it's
not that
pretty
good.
raw. It's really raw.
Yeah.
It's,
Okay. 70, Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix.
actually, for psychedelic era, I thought it was a pretty cool solo.
All right. 69, And Your Bird Can Sing, George Harrison.
Oof.
Fantastic, but the year you have is wrong.
What?
Wait, you say
No,
George
no,
Harrison?
that was the number in the list. That was the number in the list.
Yeah.
Oh,
At number 69.
69.
They have a
George
year
Harrison-
as 66, Revolver.
Wait, George Harrison's getting credit. Isn't it a harmony solo?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a harmony, him and Lennon. It's fucking great.
Coming in at 68, Steve Howe off of Starship Trooper.
Fantastic. One of my favorites by them.
Eddie Van Halen, the solo from Beat It. 67.
It's terrible.
It's iconic. It's iconic, though.
It's not as good as Mean Street. It's just him
No,
noodling.
no, it's not.
It's like,
Okay. Coming in at 66, kind of fitting, is Dave Murray and Adrian Smith with the solo from The
66.
Number of the Beast.
fantastic.
65, back again is Dwayne Allman and Dickie Betts. Eat a Peach. The album's Eat a Peach. The song is Blue Sky. Solo from that.
I like that a lot. The actual intro is very interesting with the two guitars, what they're doing. Again, the solo work is nothing special in that, and it's more like a jam band thing again. But the harmony stuff on that record is fantastic.
All right. Coming in at 64, Little Red Corvette. Guitarist is Des Dickerson. Prince, off of 1999.
solo.
There is a solo. There is a solo, but it's nothing.
Okay, off of Californication by Red Hot Chili Peppers. The song is Scar Tissue, John Frusciante.
Awful.
Okay, coming in at 62, I can get behind this. Any solo this man plays, I'll get behind. It is the solo off of Money by David Gilmour.
Great solo. Unfortunately, it's a little rip-off of the guitar solo of the Grand Wazoo by Frank Zappa.
Okay.
So it's not my favorite because I do find it to be too derivative.
And the dust to the Grand Wazoo.
Well, I'm about to pronounce sacrilege and blasphemy because beating out David Gilmour for a solo is Kirk Hammett at number 61 with the solo off of Master of Puppets.
Absolute garbage.
I like it as a metal solo and thing, but it doesn't belong.
Above Gilmour? No.
No. It doesn't belong.
Okay, coming in at 60 off of the song Zoot Allures, Frank Zappa.
That's all instrumental.
What song was it?
Zoot Allures. That's all instrumental.
Oh, I thought that's the album that he mentioned.
It's the album too. And they said
okay.
that the
Yeah, yeah, instrumental.
59, Dave Davies, You Really Got Me.
Yeah.
58, Eric Clapton, Cocaine.
Yeah.
57, Dimebag Darrell, the solo off of Walk.
Fantastic.
56.
Walk.
That's a great song. 56.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Another guitar player I can get behind every solo, even when Dave says he's using the wah so much you can't hear a thing. It
Tony
is the
Iommi.
solo off of yes, it is the solo off of War Pigs by Tony Iommi.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Beat out by one of Dave's favorites at 55. It's Joe Satriani with Satch Boogie.
That's it.
But then again. Let me just say this: the wah solo you're talking about is only in "Turn Up the Night."
I know. And I love it.
Wow.
Coming in at 54, off of Geek USA, the solo by Billy Corgan. Making his first appearance on the list at number 53 is Jimmy Page with the solo off of Since I've Been Loving You.
Fantastic.
Coming
Top
in at
20 right there.
Yeah. Coming in at 52, Hendrix is back with the Star Spangled Banner off of the Woodstock album.
Come on, it's so cheesy.
It is. It influenced me though as a kid.
Great solo is at Bold as Love is a great solo.
I love
Castle
Jimmy.
Magic.
I love Jimmy, but I would rather watch Nita Strauss do the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, well, the thing is, once I learned to play a guitar, I didn't like the Star Spangled Banner. But when I was a kid and didn't know how to play guitar, I thought it was the greatest thing.
I'd be standing behind. I'd be standing in the wings behind her watching. What are you doing? What? What are you doing? Me? Coming in at number 51. No More Tears. Zach Wilde.
Great solo. I
Yep,
like it.
great solo, great song. Although I can name a couple of Black Label Society solos I like better.
Oh yeah. We're at the top 50. Coming in at 50. Making his first appearance on the list, hopefully not the last. It is Ace Frehley off of Kiss Alive 2. The song is the solo from Shock Me.
Yeah.
Shock me. Make me feel better.
Coming in at 49, Carlos Santana with the solo off of Europa.
That's instrumental.
Yeah, instrumental and terrible.
Okay. 48, Keith Richards is back with the solo from Sympathy for the Devil.
The worst solo ever, that pentatonic. Exactly.
All right, 47, the solo off of Jessica by Dickie Betts.
It's great.
Eddie Van Halen is back at number 46 with the solo from Hot for Teacher.
Great.
It is a
At
great
number
song.
45, Robbie Krieger returns with the solo off of Light My Fire.
That
Song is great.
At number 44, Mike McCready returns with the solo off of Alive.
Which is the solo to 5-1 by the Doors.
Oh, isn't that nice? Making his first appearance on the list at number 43, it's Billy F. Gibbons with the solo from Sharp Dressed Man.
No.
Give me a break. I can name about 5 solos better.
Well, Eric Clapton is back, but he's back with the solo off of a Beatles album. What is it?
While my
Yeah,
guitar
well,
gently
I mean,
weeps.
guitar gently weeps.
Brian May makes his first
Bohemian
appearance
Rhapsody.
on this list at number 41. I'm going to tell you
The album.
the album, and you're going to guess which solo. Sheer Heart Attack is the album from 1974.
Wow.
Wow, Brighton Rock.
Correct.
I would say they would.
Yeah.
Really?
Brighton
Yeah,
Rock.
that middle part. That middle part.
I would have thought it was Now I'm Here where they go into that whole long guitar solo.
We have hit the top 40.
Agreed, Ed Dana. Every one of them was better.
Coming in at number 40, Elliot Randall. The solo is
Reeling in
Reeling
the
in the
Years.
Years.
Reeling in the Years. Neil Young is back at
Oh,
number
God.
39.
Hey,
Uninvited,
my,
he's back.
And the solo is off
Like
a
a
song
hurricane.
called Cortez the Killer.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Page is
Long
back.
gone now.
The album is Led Zeppelin 2. What song is the solo from?
Heartbreaker.
No.
A whole lot of love.
Yes. Okay. Slash makes his first appearance on the list at number 37,
Sweet Child
beating
of
out
Mine.
Jimmy Page.
Child of
Yes,
Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine. Coming in at number 36, a man who needs the middle initial J to distinguish himself from other guitar players. What
Is it going to be
what?
Black Star?
Black Star. He's got it.
Yeah, that's the instrumental again.
Dimebag Darrell is back. The album is Cowboys from Hell. What's the solo? One of my favorite fucking solos.
Cemetery Gates.
He's got it. Okay. Johnny Greenwood at 34, the solo from
From
Paranoid
Radiohead.
Android. Yes.
I
Okay, at
don't
number
know the song.
33.
What's the song? What's the song?
I
Paranoid
just said
Android.
Paranoid Android.
Oh, Paranoid Android.
Number 33, BB King. What song was the solo
Bill is
from?
gone.
Bill is gone. Okay, Hendrix is back off of the album
Win Prize
Band of
Mary.
Gypsies. What's the
No,
solo?
no.
Who
Band
knows?
of Gypsies.
No. It's actually
Them-
one of my
Them
all-time.
changes.
No. If you listen, he shreds almost like Yngwie on this. I know on the live version he does.
We're
And
talking
it was
about Band
what?
of Gypsies?
We're talking about Jimi Hendrix.
But you said the album was Band of Gypsies?
The album, it says Band of Gypsies, 1970.
Not Them changes, not Who knows. What is it?
Machine Gun.
I like that. I like Who knows.
A man we were talking about earlier, who I believe is not a fascist or a, what did you
Ted
say,
Nugent.
Kid Rock of whatever the fuck?
Kid Rock.
Uncle
Ted
Ted.
Nugent at number
classic
31.
Stranglehold.
You got it.
Yeah.
All
It's got to
right,
be
let's-
Stranglehold. That's
let's
fucking
go
great.
to the top 30. Joe Satriani is back. What is
Surfing
it?
with the Alien.
Surfing with the Alien. Making his first appearance on the list, it's Steve Vai.
For the love of God.
For the love of God.
It's instrumental.
Making his first appearance on the list, it is Randy Rhoads.
Crazy
it's Bli-
Train.
No, the album is Blizzard of Oz, Dave.
Oh, Mr. Crowley.
Mr. Crowley.
Yep, Crowley's the.
That's great. Two
Back
solos.
at number 27, Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's Texas Flood. What's the song the solo's from?
Couldn't stand the weather.
No,
Say it again.
Cold Shot.
no.
Pride and Joy.
Pride and Joy, thank you. Making his first and probably only appearance on the list is Kurt Cobain with the solo from Smells Like Teen Spirit.
I knew it was going to be in the list, but this high. Oh my God.
Coming in at number 25, one of my favorite personal guitarists, Martin Lancelot Barre from Jethro Tull. What's the solo from?
Aqualung.
Yes.
The classic solo.
Back at
Beautiful
24 is Kirk Hammett. I'll tell you, the album
This
is
is
Ride
going
the
to be
Lightning.
one. Oh, okay. It's going to be Seek
Creeping
and Destroy.
Death.
No,
Seek and Destroy.
Destroy
No.
the first album.
No, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black.
Creeping.
Oh
Death
my
is better.
goodness. Coming in at 23, it's Tom Morello. And the solo is from Bulls on Parade.
Noise.
22.
No idea.
Making his first appearance on the list is Mark Knopfler.
Sultan's
Well-
a swing.
Songs of Swing. Back again is the master, David Gilmour. It's Dark Side of the Moon.
Time.
What song? Time. That is a great fucking. Okay, we're hitting top 20. Brian May is back.
We Will Rock You.
No. The album is Night at the Opera.
Oh, Bohemian.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Dimebag is back. The album is The Great Southern Trendkill.
I don't know.
Dave?
What is? No idea.
It's
I
off
never
of
saw it.
Floods.
Okay, I heard the title before. I couldn't tell you what that song is. I stopped listening to
Hendrix
them.
is back at number 18. Axis Bold as Love.
Beautiful.
Title
Oh,
track.
That's the album.
yeah. So
The
the
title
song is
track.
going to be Little Wing.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
17, making his first appearance on the list, probably his only appearance, Eric Johnson. Simple
Cliffs of
Guess,
Dover.
Cliffs of Dover.
I like Trademark better.
Jimmy Page is back with a solo off of Led Zeppelin 2. What's the solo from?
Heartbreaker.
Yes.
That's what I was getting.
Coming back at 15, Richie Blackmore. It's off of Machine Head. What's the solo from?
Smoke on the Water.
No.
Highway Star.
Highway Star.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 14, just saying who it is will give it away. It's Eric Clapton and Dwayne Allman. Layla.
Layla.
Stevie Ray Vaughan is back at number 13, Texas Flood. What's the song?
Old Shot.
No,
Pride and Joy. No, I said Pride and Joy already. So,
Couldn't stand the weather.
no.
wait, what's the name of the album?
Texas Flood.
Love Struck
It's
Baby.
called Love Struck Baby.
No, it's Texas.
That's
Flood.
what I just
It's
said.
Texas
but-
Flood off of Texas Flood.
Oh,
Well,
all right.
coming in at number 12 is Chuck Berry.
Johnny
No.
Be Good.
Trying to be good. Hendrix is back again at number 11.
Album.
Wind Cries Mary.
Off of Electric Ladyland.
Oh, so this is going to be, God, there's so many fucking songs on there.
It's Voodoo Child.
He's making a slight return. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Top 10. Eric Clapton, off of Cream's Wheels of Fire.
White Room.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, no,
Tales
it's going to
of Brave
be
Ulysses.
Sunshine of My Love.
no.
Sunshine of Your Love.
The other
No.
most popular one.
Strange. She Walks Like a Bearded Rainbow.
Slobber.
Come on, man. Crossroads. Randy Rhoads is back at number 9.
No,
That's
it's-
crazy.
The album is
Probably
Blizzard of
Crazy Train.
Oz.
Probably Crazy.
Crazy
Train.
Crazy
Train.
Train. Well, this will give it away. The guitar player is Don Felder and Joe Walsh.
Hotel
Hotel
California.
California.
By the way,
no-
can let me ask this real quick. Is Clapton in the list anymore?
No.
Forever Man is his best solo. How the fuck is it not on that
Yeah,
list?
best tone. His best tone, too.
Best solo. All right, go on.
Coming in at number 7, beating out Don Felder, Joe Walsh, Randy Rhoads, and Eric Clapton. Kirk Hammett is back.
Can't get rid of him. Kirk Hamster.
What's the
What's the
album?
album?
If I tell you the album, And Justice for All.
One.
One. Coming in at number 6, Dave, you're going to be happy with this one. I know you're going to like this one. Off of Use Your Illusion 1, what Slash solo is number 6 greatest solo of all time?
Nope. Rain.
November Rain. Top 5. Hendrix is back. Electric Ladyland, 1968. What's the song solo is from?
God, I could. I mean,
This is
fucking
Hendrix
songs
on Electric Ladyland,
Yeah.
and it's not Voodoo Child.
No.
What else was on? What was another big one on that record? What is it?
All Along the
Yeah.
Watchtower.
Ah,
Okay,
yeah.
that was on Lady Lynn. Wow, that's right.
Coming in at number
Good solo.
4. returning once again is David Gilmour. If I
Oh,
tell you,
yum.
I was going to say, if I tell you the album, it'll give it away. All right.
Have a
Coming in at
cigar.
number 3.
By the way, I think the solo on Dogs is better than Comfortably Numb. Go on.
I'm going to tell the people you're going to know exactly the song. Number 3 is the solo by Gary Rossington and Alan Collins.
Free Bird.
Free Bird. Coming in at number 2, Edward Van Halen is back
Eruption.
from the first album, Eruption.
What the fuck is
That's number 2?
That's number 2.
Hold on. Okay, let's try to guess for number 1.
Yeah, I'm not telling you nothing.
Is number 1 Jimmy Page?
Do I give any hints?
Stairway.
You could say if I'm right or not.
It's Jimmy Page.
It's Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven.
Okay, now I have to say they put friggin' that Judas Priest solo on there, and they didn't fucking put Electric Eye in this fucking 100 list.
Crazy.
by guitar.
But Beyond the Realms of Death? Give me a fucking break.
Well, it shows that the people that respond to the poll, they were hipster doofuses in there too. That put Kurt Cobain high too. The guitar solo is just a restatement of the fucking melody.
Let me just say some solos that I think were missed in that 100.
Don't Take Me Alive. Steely
Okay,
Dan.
Don't Take Me Alive. There's a million Steely Dan ones. I could take the Skunk Baxter song in My Old School. Ricky Don't Lose That Number guitar solo was fantastic.
Yeah.
And Carlton on Third World Man is fantastic.
There was no Journey either. No Journey.
Don't Stop Believing,
Yeah,
Stone in Love.
Stone in Love.
Ed Dana's been screaming American Woman for the last 30 minutes.
American Woman.
Ed, I was almost going to agree with you on American Woman, but then you said Pretending you thought was Clapton's best. That song's a little sleepy to me. It never thought she was pretending. What song I do love by him,
He had a
though,
good
is-
tone on that though.
I love the song Behind the Mask on August, and I like Behind the
Yeah.
Sun on Behind the Sun. Ace's solo on Deuce is fantastic. Even better than the solo on Deuce is the solo on Lover All I Can from Dress to Kill. And She, if you're going to say that Alive by Pearl Jam is one of the best top 100 solos, well, then you got to put She in there because it's the same solo. And then you got to put 5 to 1 by the Doors because it's the same solo.
Yeah, Cheech says Sean. I mean, the fact there was no fucking Neil Sean solos on here at all. How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah,
but
you know,
Cinnamon Girl is smack dab in the middle of the fucking list, which is just an
I
open
love-
check.
as cheesy as you guys may think, I love Jeff Beck playing People Get Ready with Rod Stewart. I like the guitar. It's like it's a solo. It's a legitimate solo. And I also love Jeff Beck's solo on What God Wants from Roger Waters' solo record.
I'm Used to Death.
Yeah. Now, the fact that Stevie Ray Vaughan had Scuttlebutt in there, but not the solo to Couldn't Stand the Weather, absurd. Absurd. I prefer Cinnamon Roll. Exactly. Cinnamon Girl's one of the worst songs. Haitian Divorces, anything off the Royal Scam is fantastic. What was I listening to? It was a song by Rush. Oh, Xanadu. It's funny. I'm so hot and cold. On some of the songs, I think Neil Peart is just not my favorite. He may not be my favorite drummer in Rush sometimes. I'm like, what the hell is he doing in this song?
No, they had the one in Dead or Alive song solo in there. We agreed it was nice and melodic, but I mean, like the Runaway solo too.
Yeah, but I
That
mean, what are
was
we going to do?
a
Have
great
a top 100 solos of all time? You think 2 of them belong to Bon Jovi? I can't. think
Well,
of it that way.
rather than that, then have Neil Young splattered all over the place.
Oh,
and
I
fucking
agree. He doesn't
Nirvana
belong in
and-
there either. But we didn't have any Michael Schenker group on and on. Attack of the Mad Axe, man. I love that
Lights Out.
Schenker stuff. There was no Jet to Jet or Krina Kuri from Alcatraz with Yngwie. Black Star sucks.
My favorite solo on that album is Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's great. The whole record.
That's one of Ingrid's best solos.
Another great solo we could sit there and say is the Sales of Sharon from Uli on Scorpion stuff. And any Scorpion stuff with Matthias I love as well.
There was no one like you wasn't on there.
Fantastic
no
solo.
Scorpions on here.
Yeah. I mean,
No
all the
Scorpion.
solos they did. And if you're going to sit there and pull a blues song, Drifting Sun from Scorpions with Uli soloing is fantastic. Thin Lizzy, Thunder and Lightning, or Black Rose, Bad Reputation. Come on. Yeah, Gilbert's a fucking great player.
Really screwed the
But yeah, so I mean, it's a fucked up list. Listen, folks, we didn't make the list. We're only here to critique it. We're only here to criticize it. So, by the way, folks, I do want you to remember, look up John Wolfe. A lot of fun videos.
I put the link in the chat before.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know. I think we're off of Taylor's business. She's already been, she finally got convicted. Finally, we can rest knowing that Taylor Shabusiness is in jail. Elliot Easton.
Down with your business. Get up, get down.
Elliot Easton, Bye Bye Love. You could take every solo he played on the first 3 albums are all actually the first 4 albums are all fantastic.
Best Friend's Girl, he managed to throw a friggin' rockabilly solo into a pop song and made it work.
It's great. It's great. And think about, just what I needed's great. You're Alive Got Tonight's great. The next album, It's All I Can Do is a great solo. Let's Go is a great solo. Off Panorama, Touch and Go. Touch and Go is a great solo.
Shake It Up.
Shake It Up on the Shake It Up album is a great solo. He's fantastic.
Yep, they're always good. Always good.
Where was there a BB King solo?
They did the
Thrill Is Gone.
Thrill Is Gone.
The only song he's got. I'll tell you right now, folks, listen, I am not a BB King fan. I think he played a fucking pentatonic scale. There's so many fucking videos you can watch him play it, and it's like he plays the same lick over and over again. And here's a blues guy who comes out at his show, and he's like, every day I've got the blues, with a big shit-eating grin on his face.
Yeah,
Buddy, you don't look that sad. Oh, he's happy. Honestly, he reminds me of a younger BB King eating ribs.
Oh, geez.
You can't sing a sad song when you're playing the banjo. Oh, death and greed and sorrow and murder.
Who's playing a banjo?
Oh, no, it's a Steve Martin quote.
Oh, I don't know where Zim's been. He didn't see last week. Let me see if he saw. Yeah, playing the blues is. And tomorrow night. Let's see. Who am I looking up? Oh, yeah, Zim. Yeah, he hasn't even gone. Well, that says he didn't see the message. Anyways, folks, listen, I hope everybody had a fun time tonight. We gave you a lot of entertainment. Anissa Jones will be here next. She's coming. And then we have Mr. Warmth.
Puffy.
When you insult my kids, sorry, folks. I was thinking I was on the Jerry Lewis telethon.
What?
No AC/DC. Angus, they put him in there for You Shook Me All Night Long. I think Hell's Bells has a great solo. I think Shoot the Thrill has a great solo. Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution has a great solo. Lots of great stuff. Thanks, Everett. Always appreciate you here. Always appreciate everyone. Thanks for coming in. I'll do a cigar live maybe later in the week, maybe Friday. It just depends on what my week's going to be like. Where I can go off and talk a little bit about whatever.
You got to get down to that.
Somebody made a comment today. Oh, somebody commented on my video for Hello, It's Me. And the comment was the guy said that he was like correcting me on something and then saying, but what does he know? And he was wrong.
Hello,
it's
G.
It really isn't that.
Hello, it's G. You had it in the wrong key. Hello, it's
right.
G.
No, but yeah, but I was like, whatever. I mean, it's just like, I just find it funny that people want to tell me stuff and then say, well, I don't really know. Ooh, Jerry, let's show this before we go here. Hold on. Jerry's green guitar looks like it's finished.
Yeah, this is the foam green. This has been around a long time.
Oh wait, I thought that was the one with the body. Weren't you?
The one
No,
you
it
had
was
in
gold.
pieces.
No, that's a different color. It's aquamarine. That's coming along.
That finished.
One was
Been getting the
blue.
UV treatment all summer.
One was green blue. The other one's blue green.
Aquamarine, man.
Yeah,
Someone just called turquoise.
That's blue green.
They're all
Aqua's
fucking
blue and
green.
marine's green.
Yeah, I have blue and green guitars.
All right, folks. This is going to be it. Anyone want to say anything before we go? Jerry has a telly. Everyone, look at that. It's going up for auction next.
There he was, a race car driver.
Let me see here. Anyone else have any? Joe, anything before you go?
I've been putting up some videos. Anyone wants to go to my channel? They can...
Yes, Joe. Let's just discuss for a moment. Do you have a goal weight for? Let's set a goal weight for the end of September.
Oh, September?
60 days.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking. I want to get down to 300.
All right, but let's see if we can get your goal. Let's put your goal at under 4.
Oh, that'll be next Monday.
Oh, really? What did you weigh today?
Yeah. I'm not weighing myself every day, but this past Monday I was 429.
429. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying a 30 pounder. It's like a 2 pounds, a pound every other day.
Yeah, but that first
That's
week
like
you lose a lot of
it's
water. The first
custom.
week you lose a lot of water.
Yeah. Well, but you shouldn't be losing any water because you've been doing carnivore. All right, let's get you down. Let's say you're going to be by October 1st. That gives you 2 full months.
375.
380.
380.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might. I don't know. That's
what we're going for.
October 1st.
October 1st. That gives you the month of August and the month of September.
October 1st,
That's
not
like
October 1st.
50 pounds in less than 2 months.
Yeah, it's doable. So
My
just
job
changed
is to sit on my ass for 9 hours. But
Yeah, I just got so month of August. I'm taking a month off of doing OMAD. So instead of 1 meal a day for the next 30 days, I'm only doing 2 meals a day. I'm stretching them out because I'm going as an experiment. I think I'll lose weight because I'm stuck at like 182, 183. I'd like to get down to 175 because at this muscle mass I have right now at 175, I'll look bigger. I'll be leaner. We can rebuild them. By the way, tomorrow I do sprints. Every time I sprint on the treadmill, all I think about is the beginning to the $6 million man. Yeah, exactly. So anyways, so my goal is by the end of this month to get down to 175. We'll see if I can do it. But that's what I'm doing 2 meals a day and a snack. I'm doing like, I probably won't have a snack tonight. I'm going to have a cigar when I get out of here. And, so that'll be good. And you're going to, and Crowbar, what is your goal weight to lose for this month?
Okay. I'd probably drop like around 15 pounds in like 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
To Chad, I'm doing 1 meal a day too. I never did that. I was doing the different intermittent fasting where I did 2 meals a day in a 6-hour eating window. Now I'm doing the OMAD. So October 1st, let's see. I don't know what I weigh right now, but I'd say I could by October I could probably drop
25.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're quoting you can drop half the weight that I'm making Joe drop?
Yeah, well, with different sizes.
Doesn't matter.
I'm at when I was like close to 400 pounds, I could drop 50 pounds in 2 months, but
yeah, it's like throwing a deck chair off the Queen Mary.
Yeah, I tell you, that's a golden.
By the way, you guys haven't noticed. Look how lean Jerry is under my tutelage.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Well,
Jerry, how much weight have you lost since going carnivore?
Oh, carnivore. That was probably the last 30 pounds.
All right, 30 pounds.
Something like that. But my whole thing is like 120.
120 pounds.
Well,
Jerry I saw a picture someone posted of you the other day.
Though.
Are you kidding?
He was heavy, but compared to what I was.
Well, I wasn't.
No, not morbidly obese like you.
But I haven't been
he was.
This format.
Well, you were getting pretty big there, Dave.
Not
260
morbidly
pounds.
obese like you, Krell.
All right, so I weighed 189 this morning. The weight, I'm not so preoccupied with my weight any longer. I like the leaner thing. I like that my neck is a fucking 17 now. I bought large shirts last night. So they're 16 and a half neck, like regular fit, normal ass shit, nothing special. So I'm very pleased about that. And my waist, depending on the pants, are 32 to 34, 30. So it's just like off the rack, basic shit.
Nice.
44 regular. Yeah. So I'd love to get to 175, but that may take me another 6-8 months to do that. Because, I'm just under 190. But, dude, to be under 200 that was my initial goal. And then upon further research and study and all of that, you start to unlock some secrets and, what's the best way to do things and all that. I'm continuing to do OMAD. I've done that for a long time.
I like it.
It works.
It's easier.
Well,
it's
so
easier.
Fucking easy, dude. And it just and I've been eating just ground beef and cheese for weeks. And I'm very consistent. And my energy is very good. And I sold a lot. Somebody asked me about car sales. I'm selling more cars than ever. The leaner I get, the hungrier I look, the better I get fed.
Nice.
It's like, hey, this guy
but I'll
needs
tell
to
you,
eat.
you know,
gotta buy a car from him.
They love it. The energy, dude. That's what it is. What sales is merely a transference of confidence or energy from one person to another, right?
Yeah.
You can agree on that, right? Yeah. And what I'm selling, just put the people in the right thing and they're going to buy it.
Old Gil needs a sale.
Cheech is asking, what about sausage? So sausage is different every time you look at a package. You have to look at the package. If it has any carbs, Cheech, I don't eat it. But I don't eat spices, so I don't eat any of that crap. To me, I have no interest in sausage. I'm eating steaks. I'm eating burgers, all 100% meat, no spices. I salt the shit myself.
Right.
I am not someone that's like, I need to figure out what else I can eat. I can eat the same thing every day.
I'm with you, Dave. It's just fuel, and
I just
doesn't have to be
don't
that
care.
sexy.
I'm basically at paleo right now.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
honestly,
with the little
people say to me all the time, like, you never ate pizza again? I don't fucking care. Dude,
Well,
if eating pizza
throw
is
this out
something
there.
on your fucking life thing that you feel like you can't live by not accepting you can eat pizza, you got fucking other problems. That's a
Once in a
problem.
blue moon.
But, dude, you can't have fucking pizza every once in a while. And it's not going to...
But I don't care. My whole point is...
That's you.
I don't
more power
do
to
want,
you.
they still like food. They're going to lose weight. They still...
I know, but people ask me all the time. They're like, you mean you're not going to eat pizza? It's like, all of a sudden, there's a great... You guys... I know Joe watches Instagram. Have you seen the Instagram where the guy says, eat brownies, French fries, and pizza? No one says a word. The second you start eating protein, everyone's a fucking doctor.
I didn't see that, but yeah, I can see that.
It'll shut down your kidneys.
Oh, that's not the good diet for you. Oh, really? You're throwing down a fucking beer every weekend. You're throwing down garbage down your throat 24/7, eating food that causes cancer. And you're going to tell me because I'm eating high protein, it could be hard on my kidneys.
Look at the.
Let me give you the Giphy.
What was that?
Go
girl?
fuck yourself.
29 years old. The vegan that just died. Vegan influencer that fucking died from starvation.
I saw that.
It wasn't jab.
Huh?
It wasn't jab.
Not the jab.
No. I love the energy.
Yeah, it's high energy. It's good. Good. I'm glad you guys. Tonight, I went to go see a band play, and I ran into a couple that went on Carnivore 2 weeks ago. And he looked up at me and he jumped up to show me how lean he was. And I'm like, oh, you're doing the diet. He's like, dude, I'm 197. I'm like, 197? You were telling me you were going to freak out. You could never get below 200. I told you you'd get there in 2 weeks. He goes, it took 2 weeks. I said, I told you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, it'll fall off. You just do the fucking diet. Eventually, you want to bring foods back in. If you want to bring foods back in, bring them back in. Just understand what the foods are doing to you. Like certain foods,
elimination.
No matter what I eat in the rest of my life, there's no need for me to ever have seed oil or vegetable oil.
No.
And anything that would have it, I would never put it to my mouth again.
Well, you ever do
could I eat a
olive
pizza?
oil
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't care, but
avocado?
I don't crave it. What?
Would you ever use avocado oil or olive oil?
I wouldn't.
Again?
Olive oil, yeah, those aren't cancerous, and then those are just high in
avocados.
omega-6.
Yeah.
And to have a high omega-6 for one meal is not a big deal. I wouldn't eat them every day, and I wouldn't have them every day, but to have them once in a while is not a big deal. It's the cancer-causing fucking hexane solvent and everything else that's in those oils, and they're in everything.
Hydrogenated oils.
Yeah, they're terrible.
You don't need it.
Awesome, Cheech. I'm glad to hear it, guys. I'm really happy that you guys who are following the carnivore are enjoying it. And if you don't do 100% carnivore and you're following whatever you follow, as long as you're feeling good, that's it. When if stuff doesn't work, you change it.
Well, Cheech, that's because you cut out the maple sugar bacon. Hell yeah, I went on carnivore. It's like it's not really working.
I always think the best thing is that this is Cheech, who 6 months ago you had to throw out of here because he kept fucking Dave. You're getting people sick. You Dave. You fucking blocked him that night.
Yeah. Well, when someone starts telling me that what I'm saying is dangerous for people, I'm like, you don't need to be in here for that. What are you telling people that? Like, you can go push the other diet where people are poisoning themselves on another channel. I don't care, but don't do it on my channel because, and he came around, and that's good. It's up to, it's a free world to make up your mind and change your mind. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised because the indoctrination of all this information about how we eat is so deep into people. People get offended when I tell them what I eat. I tell somebody I go into my fridge and I pull out a butter pad if I'm hungry and eat it. They're like, you just eat the butter? Yeah, I fucking love it.
I can't do that. That's too much of a butter overload. I mean, that's a flavor.
So good.
How much butter?
Just a butter pad that you would get at a restaurant.
What do you mean a pad? You mean like a...
like when you go to a restaurant, they give you the little square in foil.
That's what they call it, a pad of butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably a tablespoon or something.
Yeah. And either way, like I'll eat it while I'm eating pork rinds. In fact, last night I ate about 10 pork rinds and I threw 3 pads of butter in my mouth while I was eating them. Delicious. But you know what happens is when you're running, and Krell, let me just say this. When you are giving up, because you're not carnivore, but you do like a paleo, when you give up the carbs, that butter satiates you. It's a different, I'm telling you, it'll taste different to you.
Don't get me wrong. It's just that butter's an overpower, and I love the taste of butter.
No, but it'll taste different to you because it's not what's that?
Do you have any ghee?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I cook in ghee too.
Get the ghee so it's like not liquid. Like if you stir it, it becomes like a cream. Dip your pork rind in that.
Well, the thing about the vegetables, Andy, is just that there's so much shit in there that
it's what they have to do to process it. It's not.
Yeah, there's the lectins, the oxalates. You're gonna go look at that guy on Instagram.
Phytates, exactly. Yeah, to me, it's like when I stop the veggies, all my pain left.
You're gonna end up with the shabusiness.
You get the shabusiness. You'll get the shabiz.
Come on, get down with shabiz.
It's 11:02.
All right, folks, this is too long. Guys, I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Good night, John Boyd. Good night, Mary Ellen. And where the fuck is my outro? Oh, there it is. And very good.